So, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is me, Dr. Dang, and I welcome you all to AMD Ryzen Presents Sky League 2021, powered by WD Black, platform partner GoGame.Live, and connectivity partner Act FiberNet. As I said, this is me, Dr. Dang, and along with me, as usual, is going to be Lucifer, and we have a great game lined up for you guys today. It's going to be Rajasthan Strikers taking on Chennai Clutchers. What else do we really have to say about both these teams?
I mean, both these teams, it's as we've seen, there's all posts going out. It's a hat trick for from both the end. But whose hat trick will it be for today? Will Rajasthan be getting their hat trick on a continuous win, or will Chennai be able to close it? Or is Chennai going on a streak? For both these teams, it's like a complete fighting thing. As we saw Rajasthan, they were the runner-ups previously, so they are looking forward to make their mark this time at least, and they are all out. They're making sure the best players are on board. They're not losing any matches. They're making sure points are not even close. They're making huge differences with teams. So I think at this moment they're super strong. Rajasthan coming in and they have a better chance coming and making a hat trick. But Chennai, we've seen they're one of the teams that can do anything and everything. Even though they have lost their previous matches, they are a very good strong team. Just some amount of communication is needed from these teams. Comms needs to be better, and they should start playing within their agents, and I guess it should be a very interesting match today, Dr. Dang.
Exactly. I think that for Chennai, it's been a rough start, but then again, rough starts don't mean that you can't finish well. It's the end that matters really here. The start does not really matter because you have 14 play days. You've played two games, you've not won them, but you still have 12 more play days to go. You still have chances to pick up 24 points, which is going to be a lot if you consider the fact that if you win a 3-0, you get bonus points. You can still make your way into the top 4. So all is not lost for, you know, for the teams that are at the bottom of the leaderboard right now, which is going to be Punjab as well as Chennai. So if both of you are looking at qualifying into the playoffs, you still have a lot of time. Maybe fix your ways now, and you will be seeing a new, a new wave of players or fans rather coming into your camp.
Yep, and agreed, Dr. Dang. And we are seeing there are agents being used that we never thought yesterday. It was a very wonderful match, yes, especially Team Bengaluru picking a lineup with no duelists. We were talking about initially it can happen, but they picked no duelists without any flashing initiators also. And for them to go and close the match, the strategies they played, they did lose the pistol rounds when they went to the attacker end. But then how they executed based on their abilities, the utilities that they had, the ults that they had is just amazing. And for that counteraction coming from Team Mumbai, they did not know what to do. The controller was watching flanks, the controller was closing flanks, smoke, toxic screens coming in, snake bites coming in, the nano swarm. There were so many difficult things happening for Mumbai yesterday. So I think it's basically agent gameplay here, the abilities that you work with. And Chennai, we have seen very well them using Drickshot, Kubricks, Jobs, Zishu is also there. So these people have individually playing really well, and I've seen Kubricks and Drickshot playing together. So today will be a matchup that we would have to see based on more strategies.
That is true. I think that strategies are going to be playing a very important role, and I think that it means that you don't have to over come, like, or make a completely new strategy to really make things play. Take a strategy that is already existing. You can pick up strats from other teams, but if you know how to play them at the right time, it doesn't matter. Sometimes, as we have seen so many times, even professional players make small mistakes that we, players who are not as skilled, make on a regular basis. Sometimes, as you can say, they make mistakes that are rookie. There are beginner mistakes that even professional players make, and that's understandable because you have so many things to do. Sometimes it's understandable that you will have an oversight over something and you will not play it the best way that it is meant to be played. But for the majority of the other situations that you need to have those plays for yourself, you need to make sure that you make the right decisions for them. And which is why you usually end up having two players who kind of IGL. You have a main IGL and then you have your in-game shot caller, which is why there are so many teams that perform so well with two players in command. So maybe look at strats that have already been used. You know that they are used in certain situations. Just try to recreate them with the agents that you have. So, well, that is going to be something that you can look at.
Yep. I mean, strategy is something we should all be looking at. It is something that teams are missing out initially. It is not just a raw gun game that should happen here. And for us to see in such a big Valorant tournament, we would have to make sure that the impact is really good. With the such huge prize pool that is coming up on screen, 15 lakhs prize pool. Just imagine the amount. The champions bagging 6 lakh 50,000, second place 3 lakhs, third place 1 lakh 50, fourth 1 lakh, 5, 6, 7, all taking 50, and the AMD Ryzen MVP 50,000. Even an individual player has something that he can add. Maybe his team does not place somewhere, but if he shows up really well as an MVP, he can take 50,000, and the WD Black emerging player for himself or herself also can take 50,000, because on an everyday basis we are watching different players, different influencers coming in, different new pro players coming in and making their impact. So emerging player at this moment is really wonderful for us to watch.
That is true, and we can't really pinpoint a finger on an emerging player because at the end of the day, the emerging player is going to be someone that we do not realize, or maybe is someone who just stands out of all the players that we see in the competition. Who knows? It could be a new player who we've never seen, or it could be a player who we've earlier known about, but we have not known the level of skill that he or she has, because we have a lot of female players in this uh,
Mhm.
competition as well. And as far as things go, there is nothing to say right now that there is a guy or there is a girl who is winning that discussion about the emerging player of the season. And at the end of the day, when we do see the emerging player of the season, it's going to be a very, very interesting name that pops up because, well, as I said, we still have no clue who's going to be picking up that title for themselves.
Agree, Dr. Dang. There are like so many players every match. Individually, they're making so good gameplays. We did see so many people coming in, and for us to even make something out of it, it's completely difficult for us. There's Zaref, there's Edit 99, Sherlock came in. Um, I'm not getting all the names, but there's so many people just coming in on a day, on not on a daily basis, but on one day, and they're still making such a huge impact for the team. They might be influencers, they might be pro players, but they're playing it so really well. I never knew that, like, you can just come out of a place and you can just gel into a team and play so really well is something really important. And as we were talking about the emerging player, you can see the MVP lineups that is there. SK Rossi showed up huge yesterday along with skills. So you can see for after yesterday's matchup, two people have bagged it. SK Rossi with 190, skills with 168, SMX not far behind, 164 after three matches, Rafa with 159, and Binks at 147.
Well, Binks, he is someone that we have consistently seen, step up when his team needs him. He's the IGL for his team. He has a big role. He plays the duelist as well. So, you know, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Mumbai performs with him as the IGL. And clearly, they've had a good start. They've lost two games, I believe, so far. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you lose two right now or you lose two at the end of the day, at the end of the tournament. What will matter is the fact that you have X number of points. These X number of points place you at whatever position at the board. If you're a fourth and above, you're going to qualify. It doesn't matter whom you lost to, what with what.
Mhm.
I mean, it does matter with what score you lost to, but
Yep.
majorly speaking, it's going to be about points. So Rafa, fourth place, 159 kills, as you said. Very, very good Phoenix player, very good duelist. SMX on that Sova role, he's really picked it up. And well, he's clearly having a great time there. Skills and Rossi, do we really need to introduce them? Not really. I mean, Skills, the support fragger for the side of Bangalore. If Rossi gets taken out, he's the man that everyone looks at. And Rossi, really, with the op or with the Vandal, Blade Storms, Ghost, you just name it, the man's just insane.
Any gun.
Any
Yep.
gun, yeah. Give him a classic in front of a Vandal. He'll get that kill for you.
He is really prominent as a duelist, and yesterday all of a sudden we did get to see his Viper gameplay. So if that man is moving from a duelist to a different role, it's something for all the teams, all the players to start worrying about. If a man can uh, conquer the duelist and make sure he plays really well on at least an agent, and then now he's moving into a controller where his aggressiveness will be toned down, because of which now he can watch flanks, he can hold angles, he can hold the side down and play for the kills now. Now, he's not aggressing, he's directly looking for kills. He is looking for flanks. So he is even more prominent or even more better when he gets a chance to play as a controller. I will pretty surely say that. What do you think, Dr. Dang? If a agent moves from a duelist to a controller or a sentinel, wouldn't they're already good at their aim? How, I mean, once they come into the controller, they wouldn't have to aggress to a place, or they wouldn't have to run out of a site or go into a site. Now they would have to help their teammates. So I think that will be even more worse for the enemy.
Exactly. I think that it's not just about being worse, but at the same time, I feel that if you have that kind of flexibility in your squad, where even duelists who are hardcore duelists like Rossi can pick up a Viper and play it well, well, then you really don't have too much to worry about, because that means that if push comes to shove, you maybe have a misclick on an agent select, you maybe have a wrong lock in, or you just don't have someone to play a different agent. You can definitely bank on those kind of players to change their role at an instant, and
Mhm.
maybe not play it as well as someone who is a dedicated, Viper main, but still play it better than 90% of the others. I mean, Rossi might not be the best Viper that we may have in the region, but he's clearly better than at least 90-95% of the players. And when it comes down to gunfights that the Viper needs to take based on a aim, well, then you have Rossi to back his
Mhm.
aim up. So even if it's not utility that Rossi might end up playing, you still have a very good player on a very powerful agent right
Yeah.
now in the current meta, where Viper is so strong to deal with. Is just, it's borderline overpowered when you start thinking about what all Viper does, but then you start
Mhm.
understanding that strength that Viper has is balanced with her um is balanced with her difficulty to play, or with the fact that against a coordinated team, if you're Viper and your team does not know what you're doing, then it is still very easy to counter a Viper, because her
Yep.
utility is static. Her utility does not have too much of, as you can say, flexibility in terms of, once you place it, you can't move it. And if
Mhm.
you have something that is very flexible to use around with, you usually look at something like an Omen, where his smokes can be used anywhere, his paranoia can be used anywhere.
Yep.
Viper's not that kind of a controller. So you need to really think when you play a Viper. And if you have that game sense, well, then you really don't have to worry about anything other than that, right?
Agreed, agreed. If a player has his aim sense coming into a controller role, that's just like the icing on top of the cake. Now, talking about the players, we see today's lineup or the team lineup for Rajasthan strikers, that is there: Wimp, Rexy, Blackhawk, Simmer, Solo, Harsh, Sid, MW1, and the game. This is the lineup for Rajasthan strikers. We have seen Wimp playing, we have seen Blackhawk playing, Solo, Simmer, MW1. These five people have been playing for the whole team. So any changes come across, I'm pretty sure we have seen Hirsch also. Blackhawk moved and Hirsch came in. So all these players, we have seen total of, I guess, 6 to 7 players playing from Hyderabad. And if it's the same lineup today, I guess it's some for something to Chennai look out for. And if it's a little bit of a change, Chennai still needs to worry about, because they have not seen their game.
That's true. I think that for Chennai, this is going to be a good game to start things off, because till now they've not had that win. And yes, against Rajasthan, it's going to be a difficult game. It's not going to be an easy game that Chennai is going to be having today by any stretch of the imagination. Rajasthan's really the only team that has a flawless record right now in the game. So you really have your job cut out for you, Chennai. But if you win this, then just imagine the amount of confidence that this team is going to be picking up, because they're going flawless in the opposite direction. They're going flawless in the direction that they've not won any game. Rajasthan's going flawless in the other direction where they've won both their games. Now, if suddenly Chennai comes in and realizes that, oh, wait, we can take this game from them, we might not be able to take up bonus points, but if we can still pick up 2 points from this, by whatever, even if you win 13-11 on two maps and lose 13-0 on one, it doesn't matter. You pick up 2 points, and that is what is important for Chennai here. So, for Chennai, set your goal at picking up those 2 points, and then if you can push to
Mhm.
get those bonus points for yourself, then go ahead and take it, no problems. But for now, if you can beat Rajasthan and take 2 points, it's going to do two things. It's going to start you off on your journey to pick up points in the league, and second is going to make sure that you have the confidence for the next game that you're going to be going into, because three losses is definitely going to hurt the team's morale. And a win right now against arguably the best team that we have um, in the league right now, because no one's been able to beat them,
Yep.
you can just imagine the amount of confidence that this team is going to pick up.
Agreed, agreed. And as we talk about Chennai, here's the lineup that Chennai has as a whole team: Koki, AEZ, Zoid, Kubrick, Midfall, Bones, Killua, Zishu, Chobes, Drickshot. I think for today, they might look forward their main lineup coming in as previously. So it might be Koki, Kubrick, Chobes, Zishu, Drickshot, maybe AEZ or Zoid. So there's maybe a change with one or two players, but it might be for one map and then they can again change a player for another map. We have seen Zoid being changed for Chobes in Ascent. So it can happen depending on the players that they have looked out for every map, and I think that's what Chennai should look forward to. They should start working on every map rather than they look forward to all the points to bag it for themselves. They should start by one map, try to close it whichever map they like, and close it in their favor so that they get the first point. Now they move into the second map. If they lose it, also they have the last map. But I would suggest they look forward to taking the 2 points, as Dr. Dang mentioned, because once you have 2 points under your belt, you do not need to worry about the bonus point. If you get it, it's really well. You will be even more happy, because if you manage to break Rajasthan on its streak right now, it's just commendable what Chennai has achieved, that too after two match loss. So Chennai can do anything here. They are a team, they are really well, but how well they manage it is what we have to look out for. What agents are they playing, what abilities will they be using, what are the map picks coming in for them? Because if it's favorable for them, they win it, it's really good. As of now, we've seen Chennai taking only one map. I guess it's bind with some team. So I guess they are strong there, but we cannot say every day and any day. Rajasthan, we saw how they went thrashing on Hyderabad on bind itself. So something to look out for. But as we speak about the map veto will be in.
Well, there you go. We have the map veto. Rajasthan as your home team, Chennai as your away. Ascent is going to be the game, or rather, the map that we'll be going to first. Then we head over to Split, and then we head to Bind. Now, Chennai picking up Split again is a little surprising. They didn't have such a great time against Mumbai on Split, but we saw some sparks of, as you can say, brilliance from the side of Chennai. They were able to pick some rounds which were very clearly in their favor when they planned, and things went the way that they planned. Chennai is a strong team on Split, but Ascent is where I want to look at. Really how Chennai is going to be performing, because it was a close game against against between Mumbai and Chennai on Ascent. Mumbai ended up winning that, and Chennai, well, they just had a bad time. But
Mhm.
Rajasthan on Ascent is very strong. So I really want to see how this pans out. Either we're going to be seeing a one sided map between Chennai and Rajasthan on Ascent, or we are going to
Mm.
be seeing a really, really close one where I hope and I think that Chennai has fixed some things, because there were some problems that they had here and there, but they were able to understand those. And I believe that with the work ethic that these players from Chennai have, they clearly would have looked into uh, what mistakes they've been making and what they can rectify.
Yes, Dr. Dang. It's every game is just how you keep improving, because one day you win, one day you lose. Every day is not the same thing that you can walk with, that I won a match, I will win tomorrow's match again. Because unless and until you practice, you improve your strategies, improve what your thought process is, make sure you work with the team, it might not work out for you the next day, even if you win a match. So for Chennai, we know they as a team can make a comeback. They do have their thought process right. They can make up their mind and make sure it comes in their favor. But as you said, Ascent is a really good map for Rajasthan. They have been playing it really well. They're starting off an attack, so Chennai has a chance to defend and make sure the first half comes in their favor. So they make should and most probably should look for two sentinels so that they can prevent a very high aggression coming in from Rajasthan, because we've seen them. They are not a team that will look for the timer to go down. They will not wait. If there's somebody at A, they will immediately call for a rotation and they will run towards B. They will understand there are so many players, so many abilities being thrown at A. They will not even wait for 10 seconds. There will be a call. There will be the IGL telling, just move out. Wimp, as soon as he calls it, everybody will start running back, and they will be looking for a backstab. If it is coming, somebody might be holding, because we know Wimp as a sentinel will look forward for this backstabs, or he himself will go for this backstabs to make the game open up uh, for team Rajasthan. So for Team Chennai to make something here reactive in their favor, the momentum, this we have been talking throughout the tournament that has happened. The momentum shift, whoever has the favor of that momentum will carry the game easily. So for Team Chennai, because they're starting on defense, they have the chance of making sure when there's an aggression coming to side, to prevent that aggression, throw off that. We've seen a lot of people managing to get kills under cloudburst, dark cover. Just start spraying. Somebody might be looking forward to make a slow entry, so you might get that free kill. So you can do all this kinds of thing. Try to do wall bangs, because most of these tournaments that we have played, we have discovered so many of the wall bangle spots, most of the obvious hiding spots. So Chennai needs to make sure that those kind of spots are not given up by Team Chennai for Rajasthan. If that happens for Rajasthan, we know Rajasthan looks forward for a small mistake. They will just start popping heads off. If they start seeing that small mistake, they know where to capitalize and who will that player be. And we know how Rajasthan can do it.
I agree. I think that um, Rajasthan as a team, they have a very good balance with them. They have players who can play certain agents, who can shift to certain agents, and at the same time, when they are on their main agent that they play, they are extremely good players. So for Chennai, here it comes down to not just countering the agent that is being played against, but also the mentality of the player who is playing. Because the difference between a good, whatever agent you may pick, say a Rena or a Phoenix, a good Phoenix and a decently good Phoenix is something about mentality. Because the player who can play a decently good Phoenix, maybe he's a very good player, a Immortal or a Radiant, but he just doesn't play Phoenix as much, is not going to be bad on the role, because Phoenix just requires aim and some knowledge of how his utility is used to really get a decent job done. But when it really comes down to making the best out of an agent, it comes down to really thinking the way that that agent plays out. For sometimes it can really just be doing things that might seem like a waste of time or utility, but actually they are one of the best ways to bleed time, or to make people think that, oh, because this happened, you can expect a Phoenix to do this. Maybe you just use a curveball as a bait, maybe you
Mhm.
use your blaze wall as a bait, but really you don't do anything with it. You just waste the attacker's time or the defender's time. You bleed time. And that is something that you really understand when you start playing an agent a lot. Because when I started playing KJ, I thought that, oh, there is not too much to do with her. Place a turret, place her alarm bot, throw her swarms, and you're good to go. But then once you start playing the agent, you realize, oh, there is a different or a better way to do this. Maybe I can bleed some more time from their side. Maybe I can get some HP damage from them. Things like that are really what you will know when you start playing an agent very a lot. So if you really want to, say, become a very good jet main like Rossi, play jet that much more. Play jet in a lot of different situations, against better players, against worse players, against players of your own rank. That is when you will really understand how an agent plays out.
Yep, agreed. I mean, any agent, they're not just limited to what are the abilities and how abilities in general are being used. You can start understanding how you can bait it across. Just imagine, as Dr. Dang was mentioning, if you want to get good at Jet, take Jet, and now you can bait out Jet's utilities also. We have seen a lot of people using fake updrafts, fake dashes coming across tailwinds, and they just teams start thinking that, oh, there's a Jet rushing in, let's start throwing dark covers, let's start throwing nanoswarms, there will be a swarm of agents coming behind Jet. Now we have baited at least 2 to 3 utilities, but the Jet is nowhere in sight. And like it was just a call, so that they can fake things and bait utilities. So for teams, for Chennai themselves, they should try looking out for this baiting mechanism, so that most of the utilities are lost from Team Rajasthan. Now it's just a raw aim game. Now once you have both utilities and your aim together, I guess Chennai will have a better chance to make sure this does not go again for a loss, because I am looking forward to Chennai to start opening up their account and make 2 points or even bonus points in their favor, so that they can start coming up on the leaderboard, because we know they as a team, they as individual players as of now are really good. So for them to just, it's just some time for them to start working together, that they should start showing up. So for Chennai, I'm looking forward to this happening. And as we were talking about agents, I want to make a prediction of what are the agents that are coming in. So I think the agent lineups that can be coming in from Rajasthan might be a three duelist setup, along with an initiator and a sentinel. So what do you think, Dr. Dang? What might be the agent selection coming in for Team Chennai, because they're starting on defense?
Well, if Chennai is starting on defense, they will definitely have a KJ because Koki is playing it. You know he's
Mhm.
going to be maining that KJ. There is no other thing that I would be expecting really right now. And actually, right before we get into what the agents will be, possibly be played, we have the lineups from both these teams. We have the rosters that are going to be playing today. So from the side of Rajasthan, we are going to be seeing Sai, Wimp, Harsh, MW1, and Solo. So with that, I think that we can kind of put, uh, you know, a wild guess on what is going to be the agent selection, but actually we don't really have to do it because we have the agent selections with us right here. As I said, Wimp, Harsh, MW1, Solo, and Sai on the side of Rajasthan, Kubrix, Drickshot, Zoid, Koki, and Zishu on the side of Chennai. Zoid picking up that Phoenix, Koki's hovering that KJ, Zishu's locked into that Omen, Drickshot on that Jet, and Kubrix on the Sova. So this is looking like an interesting lineup. Right now, the only real differences that we see between both of them is going to be the fact that there is a Sova on the side of Chennai. There is not a Sova so far on the side of Rajasthan. And the Rena, as you can say, has been swapped out for that Phoenix. And there you go. As Solo locks into the Sova, it's really Rena versus the Phoenix. That is the difference between both these teams. Otherwise, we have an identical lineup.
Yep, completely an identical lineup. It's just there is a difference between one kind of a utility. Rena has her blind along with a dismiss, but coming to Phoenix, he has his curveball, he has hot hands, and he has blaze ball. So it's like uh, very similar but yet different. Rena's utilities will not do damage to you, but Phoenix's utilities can do damage to you, and both of these agents can catch you off guarded. Now, as we speak about that, we know Solo will be picking that Sova. I think he was just playing around us with just hovering it on the stage. And we know Solo on Ascent as a Sova, his lineups are ready, and you can see Sai is already ready for the match. He is making sure he gives all his support to the team, all the support to the chat that is there. They're like, we got this, chat. We will make
Got it,
sure that
boys.
we close it in your favor.
And this is surprising. MW1's camera placement changes every single stream. That's that's funny. That's fun. As we are going to be seeing, well, there you go. There is Koki. As we said, he will be locking into that KJ as he did. And well, a great poster, Koki. That's an inside joke. He really knows. If you're watching this stream later on, remember remember that. All right. But yes, with that out of the way, it's time for chat predictions. But actually, no, it's going to be Zoid picking up that first kill. Kubrick's adding one as well before Zoid gets taken out by Sai. So we are going to be seeing some quick frags coming in. Harsh is going to be taking the advantage from Rajasthan's side, as he is going to put an end to Chennai's player. Sai sneaking up. He wants to cut this rotation out. Does Koki know what's up? There is a run coming in, but Sai connects. Koki is going to get taken out. It's all down to Zishu. He's left with a frenzy in his hand. He has a smoke and 2 TPs to play around with, but with 52 seconds, it looks like the spike is being sent to the other side of the map, and now it's down to Zishu to make that rotate for himself.
He is a really good Omen player. He can make this, but his sound is being really well heard. Sai spots him out and manages to close him out. The pistol round, so well played. This mid control, just leaving it open, did not work out. The team Chennai also did try to hold on Cat, try to hold on Trees, but you saw that aggression coming in from MW1 there. He managed to take one. He just went back again, but he managed to go down as well. But that worked completely in the favor of Rajasthan, because as MW1 was rushing into Trees, Sai had pushed into Cat, taken control of that. Now it'll be a comfortable bonus buy for Team Rajasthan, and they will be trying to move into an aggression. And looks like again a mid control happening. You can see MWN has popped his lead all out. Two people pushing from Koki, along with, I guess, Kubricks are pushing out, but Wimp is holding this strong. Wimp spots Koki, will try to manage taking him, but there is a turret to prevent that. But Zoid is coming in for support. Will they be able to take down Wimp here? They get spotted out, but now they're just playing two people again. Look at MW1, he's already pushed into Cat. He takes one for himself. Wimp here taking one for himself, and now two people already down. Harsh, look at his position. He has pushed from Pizza to mid and will be taken down by turret. What, Sai goes down to the turret, and Koki managed to take down Harsh there.
Yep, with the pistol. That was good. That was a good play coming in from Chennai side. They played that very aggressive. It was a smart move to use that turret as bait for the peak, because Koki with the classic in hand, you can almost say that in close range, if your right click connects, that classic is going to be very, very devastating, and that is exactly what happened. But MW1 just showed his class there, made sure that he could sneak up from catwalk, get that frag for himself. Now it's down to Zishu. He is going to get flanked from the back. That will be a kill for MW1. It's all down to Kubricks. The Soba, as he peeks, MW1's not going to be missing. He connects with the head, gets that kill, and 2 quick rounds on the board for Rajasthan. And I'll actually say this, but that was a good eco round for the side of Chennai, because they locked out Rajasthan from coming to B, and had that flank not come in from market and maybe a frag get dropped at catwalk, maybe if Drickshot didn't fall to MW1 at catwalk, this could have been a thrifty round coming in from the side of Chennai.
Agreed. This would have been, now, even though it's a full buy, it's a much needed round. Now there you can see Zoid and Drickshot are close together, but Sai managed to take one at mid. Now there is this information given. Zoid managed to take one. There are 2 more people that have been spotted, but Owl Drone will be dropped to make sure to get the information. But Sai is holding mid so strong, will be spotted. Now he has 3 bullets. He will go for a reload, but he goes to cover as soon as the reload comes in. He is still spraying across on Kubricks. Nobody managed to get any kill here, but it's an equal chance here. Sai has gone down. Not Sai. I guess Drickshot has gone on to a little HP, and he managed to take down Sai there, who was making a move towards B. Sai has gone down, but look at the spike. The spike is still at A, but there is Zoid holding on, and Drickshot who is there near after to help him down. MW1 has already popped his ult. Curveball coming in. The red being shown, but Solo and MW1 go down to Zoid. Now Harsh will take down him, shut down any further kills, but he's the only man alive.
That's true. He does have some utility to work with, but at this point of time, his position's called out. They really know what he's trying to do. The second he closes this door, there you go. Koki's turret is going to get dropped. He can't really peek into tree, but he still picks up that kill onto Drickshot, who's trying to sneak right next to Woodbox. He's in a 1v2. This could work out. A lineup being played by both these players. They give away their position. The recon dart comes in. Harsh is in a tough spot, but he is able to dodge that recon just yet. The alarm bot getting placed right at Heaven's edge is going to make sure that he needs to play this out perfectly, but his arm gets spotted and Koki is going to get that kill, and that is going to be the first round on the board for Chennai, and well, that's a good start.
Yep, that is a much needed round for them as well. That was a full buy coming across. And here you can see a very good communication game coming in from Chennai. If needed, we have seen previously, people just start aggressing here. Koki and Kubricks played really well together. They waited for the plan to come in. They used their utilities, put it on the side to make sure that Harsh couldn't rush them. So they had the composure so that they can get back the momentum in their favor. So that is what Chennai needs to do more. Now it's a comfortable buy again for Rajasthan because it was a bonus win that they had. They will have full shields, but Sai, I guess he already has his ultimate and he will play on that. He will directly jump into mid. Recon Bolt coming will not reveal his information, but there is another Recon Bolt in mid. So if anybody comes out there, their information will be given across. But Trickshot is holding strong at trees. If somebody goes there, they will be taken down. But Sai managed to take down Kubricks. He will not spot the other person who is there in market, and slowly Harsh will also take Trickshot there. What? How can Trickshot just miss that? He was holding a shot.
That's that's something that we will probably not be able to know. But Koki picks up one. His position's called out. Zishu one more. Koki another one. And Sai inside sight is going to be able to get that first trade that is going to be coming in. Harsh now he and Sai are going to be the two players that are left. There is a player in Kabi. He will get spotted. That's an easy frag. Zishu not knowing exactly where the players are going to be at. But Sai, he has his Stormblades out. Zoid, he will get flashed. The Stormblades do not connect just yet, but he will be able to pop that. He has his ultimate. He should be able to make this work for himself. Well, there you go. He is going to be pushing in, but no ultimate getting used just yet. Now he needs to find two frags and get the diffuse off so that he can make this work. Harsh is going to be smoking off lane 2 as there is a little less time left on the side of Zoid to clutch this out. Unless the two players peek and give their frags away, there should not be a clutch happening. And there you go, with Sai connecting with the Vandal, a 3k for him. It's going to be another round on the board for Rajasthan.
You look at Rajasthan's how they're letting their players play around. Everybody is not just moving and rushing around. It was Sai, you can look at him, how he came from market, but there was Harsh also from mid. He took a kill on Trickshot. Now that should have been known. There is Harsh who can come from mid or at least from CT. So Zoid, who was there, needed to support Zishu, but I think again comms not working really well here. Zishu did hold a Kabi, but Harsh just pushed on from mid. So market was already lost because Harsh being there. Now it's an eco coming in, but Sai, you can see every moment he's there. MW1 will take the first man. Harsh takes the second one. Now B, alone Kubricks with the Sheriff will not manage to take down. He will go down again on MW1. MW1 already has 2k in his name. Trickshot is holding the green box at A shot, but Dark Cover will prevent any information. Already Owl Drone will give out information of Zoid, and there Harsh takes one more in mid, and Trickshot is also going down. Last man standing, he will be closed by Wem. What a quick round coming in from Rajasthan to close the 5th round.
I think where Chennai is not paying attention is the fact that Rajasthan is always trying to take mid control. For them,
Mhm.
they've realized that, Ascent, we can push into site and try to take gunfights directly and try to win those. Yes, but if we have mid control, things just become so much easier, and that is exactly what has happened consistently from the start of the round one. We have seen that Rajasthan has always tried to push into mid, try to take that control, and then decided whether they want to push further and take B or take A, take 3 or take market. And that is how they've been able to stop Chennai from moving around too much. As the first pick comes in, this time it's going to be Sai falling to his carbon copy, which is going to be the Jet, and the first frag is on the board for Team Chennai.
It was a not much needed man to go down because every time Sai was very prominent in taking the mid control. Now that that mid control has been lost, they would have to try something new. And as we speak about something new, Alt has been popped down by Killjoy. They will try to do a take of this side, but Koki is stuck. If Koki doesn't manage to get down, he will be detained there. But he is very low on time. He might get detained. He is getting detained, but he is waiting for his players to support him. But look at her. She takes a TP. He managed to take Koki down. Now the site is gone. But MW1's location will be revealed and Kubrick will immediately take him down. Solo giving more information for his team. Ult popped by Zoid there. Will try to take some kills there, but there is Solo holding it strong. And Harsh will destroy the ult and Solo will take Kubrick's down. But Zishu managed to take Vim down, but Harsh is there for support and Zishu will go down again. But Drickshot changes to a rifle, will manage to take Solo out in main, but Harsh is the last man standing, low on HP. 70 HP, not low, but he's managed to take it and takes two, closes that round. What?
Drickshot, you're low on HP. You shouldn't be going in for that push without your Phoenix. You have two doors. I believe you had a curveball on the Phoenix as well. Just play that. That was bad decision making to push an angle one by one when one of your players is down and low on HP. That was, oh, that is gonna hurt. That was a round they could have taken so easily for themselves, but alas, they will not be able to do that because they just didn't think about it. They didn't think about the fact that you just push two people together. Well, a good flush. Yeah, exactly. But a good shot coming in from Zishu, has two good shots coming in from Zishu, and Drickshot picking another one with the Stormblades is going to put an eco round advantage for the side of Chennai. Now, please don't throw this away. You have two-man advantage. You have information on where these players could be. Just play that at this point of time, and maybe you will be able to take a thrifty round for you, and that is definitely going to be helping you out because you need this round for yourself. You need this win for yourself. But Zishu going in for that peak is going to spot Wimp sneaking up, who is going to be taking a fall pack because he does not want to push this crossfire that could be potentially being held by the players of Team Chennai. Again, a slow start from the side of Rajasthan because they lost 3 players from the get-go. But this time, it looks like Chennai is going to be the one in command.
Even though, look at Zishu, he's pushing market so slowly. If he does not manage to take here, Vim, it'll be very difficult. And he spots Vim there. Vim goes down, last man standing solo. He will have to use some kind of utilities, but no, his location is popped. But still managed to get one trick shot. But Zoid is waiting for that push come in, and he will manage to shut Solo down. 2 guns being picked up for the team. It is a good round, a very good eco round, if I have to say, by Team Chennai. This is what is needed. Play slow, play composed, because Rajasthan is aggressing. So you can fight them off. And in the previous round, Dr. Dang, we have seen this yesterday when it was the last man standing. 2 people were not that good on HP. 2 people were playing from 2 different heights, and they managed to close that person. And I think that's how they should have fought with Hirsch rather than one by one. So Chennai, there is some kind of strategy that you can play. So look out for these things, and a very good eco round coming in your favor.
That's true, as the op is going to be held by 2 players in the lobby this time. Both the Jets, Rickshot, as well as Sai. Sai is going to be missing his first shot. That gives his position away. He's going to take some damage through the random fire coming in from Zoid, I believe. But it looks like MW1's progress is going to be halted for a second due to the hot hands getting dropped, and Drickshot will be the one holding that angle this time. His shot misses, but MW1 completely skips that, moves into tree, and is holding a very, very sneaky angle over here. He could catch someone off guard. He is going to catch Drickshot off guard, and off screen we saw a kill on Zishu as well. Sai is going to be getting another one for himself. That's Kubrick's off the board, down to a 2v5. Sai with another one onto Zoid is going to put Koki in a 1v5, which is not going to be happening because it's a flawless round for the side of Rajasthan, and they pick up right where they left things off.
A very good flawless round. You saw the support coming in from 2 players. MW pushing into trees and that garden and holding it strong. He thought about moving out, but I guess somebody told him no, MW, and just hold there. And he saw the cloud burst coming in, so it gave him even more confidence, so that he was ready to take a pick there. And for Drickshot not to read it perfectly that there might be somebody in garden with an operator in his hand, he should have waited for that. He should have played it slow, but MW1 is reigning stronger on all the people there, initially preventing any information. Again, you see Sai misses his first shot, but the second time he does not. He's holding it again to see any kind of push coming in. The dark cover gets thrown by Zishu to prevent any further kills, but look at MW1. All the times he is aggressing cat. He is so close to a shot. Information will get revealed. He will take one. Harsh will take one for himself. MW win another one, and Wimps take down at B and takes another two kills for both MW1 and Wimp. What a good round this was. Wimp is contesting the opponent killjoy every round. He has his ultimate online again.
I think where Chennai is having problems is understanding that this is a split push coming in from the side of Rajasthan. This is a split push in the sense that first they'll try to cut off mid rotations from the side of Chennai, and then they'll push two players towards A as well as three, and then push one towards market and one towards B. So it's working for the side of Rajasthan, but it's down to Chennai to understand that they don't really have to take gunfights till the very last second. As Zoid, he will be taking a lot of damage. He goes in for that TP, trying to play that ult. The alarm bot will get placed inside the smoke just in case he likes to, maybe he wants to push in through the smoke. That is something that the alarm bot will give his position away for. Now, Drixot, he was the first player to fall for Chennai, and that is going to give them a disadvantage that they will have to deal with in the coming 1 minute of this round.
Yep, I mean it's a huge disadvantage losing a jet, and you have lost some amount of control. And ult has been popped up by MW1, but he misses it because of the curveballs coming in twice at him, thrown across, and now MW1 goes down with ult. Equal trade coming in. It's a 4v4 situation, but Zishu is low on HP. His paranoia is thrown for any kind of further push coming in, but he has two people to watch out for himself. No cover being provided for him, and Wimp will take down, but Koki will immediately trade him out. Solo will take down Koki for taking his teammate. Revenge taken. Harsh will catch them off guard there, but now they know Harsh's location. I mean, not they, it's no they anymore. It's only Kubrick's there. Kubrick's knows Harsh's location, but he would have to save for this rifle, otherwise he will go for an eco. Go for a save, my friend. It's better suited for you. Otherwise, you are going down. There are three people, they will look out for you. Sai is low on HP, you can take him out, but once you take somebody out there, they will start looking to take you out.
That's true. I think that Chennai making a save right now, you really have to do it. There's no harm, or there's no loss of face in trying to save a round, especially when you are at a situation like this. Right now, things are not looking very good for Chennai, and which is why for them to go in for a save is understandable in a 1v3 situation like this. And as we speak about that, it will be a successful save, I believe, for the side of Chennai. So, well, really not the best situation that you might be in, but you got to make the best of both worlds, right?
Yep, I mean this shot, he was so ready. Zishu was like, I'm getting watched by Koki there, but Koki just letting Wimp across into mid all of a sudden from side is something Zishu would have been like, no, Koki, you should have watched me. He'll be like, no, dark cover was there. How could I watch you? I understand these kind of plays keep happening from teams, but you should try to counter it. Now, an eco with only one rifle coming across for Team Chennai, something to make a work out of here. But one thing you have to look out for, everybody in Team Chennai is playing the same positions again and again. I think that's where they're falling short of. But Koki will catch Sai off guard because of that corner. Now, Wimp will take down Zoid. A will be clear for a plant, but Rafters, they can go and enter it. Raptors will not be clear. There is Zoid pushing in, but Zishu will go down there. Kubricks will try to look for some information, manage to spot one, and the Owl Drone will prevent any further information. There are two people, Drickshot and Kubricks, playing together, but look at MW, and he'll push in, he'll take a dismiss, he will go back. Now, last two people standing, Kubricks' location is revealed. They are playing on an eco, but Kubricks has a rifle. Koki will pick up the top and will take down Harsh, and now all of a sudden 3v2, but MW1 will hold Rafter super strong. Now they should go and save this operator. It's a 5k investment. It's better for them. They have operator. Drickshot can play it later, but if they do not, MW1 is hunting for him. He should try and make his way back out. But I think sound is not heard, and he safely stands in trees. He stands in. But look at MW1. He is trying to figure out where Koki is, because operator, you lost it, you want it again.
That's true. I believe that is an op that is picked up from Sai's body. Not really sure, but nonetheless, it's going to be an op on board. Now, 9-2 is the split that we are at right now. I really think that for Chennai, getting a 9-3 split is going to be something that they might be able to work with, but it is still going to be, as you can say, a tough spot that they are in. Now, I won't blame Chennai for being in this position, because they're up against players that have a lot more experience in competitive play than what they have. I mean,
Yeah.
for the players of Chennai, it's probably been what, a year a year and a half since they've been playing competitively. Um,
Mhm.
but for the other players that are there from the side of Rajasthan, there are people who have been playing this game since it basically came out, but have been playing competitive games for a longer time. So they do have that a mentality difference that is going to be there. Now, Koki, he does get spotted with that Hunter's Fury, but the dash comes in from the side of Sai. He's already making his way in towards side. Solo is going to be picking up one. Sai with the right click is going to connect Kubricks, and that is going to be the start, or rather, it looks like MW1 is going to be picking up another one, and it's all down to Zoid, the Phoenix. He gets pinged and he gets taken out. Harsh gets that last kill, and a team ace is what we are looking at.
Wow, what a round execution coming in from the team. This is what Rajasthan is doing. They've understood their team as equals. They've understood what abilities, how players will take entry into the site, and they're working on it perfectly. Chennai is unable to look forward to this. Chennai, they're starting off an attack. They are not in a favorable split. 10-2 is something that they should not have been aiming for. I mean, I understand it's not. Uh, it was not in your hands. Rajasthan was just outbursting you there any time you try to prevent them, and you were playing at similar locations. Every agent was almost at the same position every round of the map, so it was easier for Rajasthan to read you. I guess that's what you should start changing even in your attack. Now you guys are also trying to do a mid take, but this will be read. There will be some information or given completely control of, but there is Harsh holding it down, but Koki managed to take him down immediately. The mid control is by Team Chennai, but they would have to make it execute because everybody else is playing inside. They're making sure if they try to come to side, we can take him down. But Wimp alone in B side, it will be difficult. Trickshot will take him down, drill him down actually. Now Koki, I mean Wimp, last man standing in the side, will take one for himself. Trickshot is down, but there are three people already inside, and Kubricks managed to do a wall bang, and Wimp is down.
That's true. There you go. It's going to be Koki going in for that plant. MW1 picks up one kill for himself. He goes in for that dismiss. A good start to this round. Zishu, he's on the backstab. This could work out. He should be able to pick up MW1 or Sai over here. Sai picks up Koki. Sai picks up one more as well. That is going to put us in a 1v1. Don't go for that TP, please. He is going to fake that. But it looks like it's going to be stuck by MW1. And again, it will get stuck. Why not push him?
Come on.
Oh.
There's a saying, pros don't fake, and it was a pistol round. MW1, if he even loses, it is still an advantage for them. They have 10 rounds in their bucket. Now, for them to go down for another round, they wouldn't mind, but they completely tried and made sure, even with the man disadvantage, they got the round in their favor. I guess Chennai, this is not what you should be looking for. Both the teams, I mean, bonus by for Team Rajasthan, but force by coming in a much needed round. They should not let a 12 point coming in. If it's a match point, Rajasthan will look close in. And Sai being so close range will be going down, but he will manage to take the shot. Zishu will exchange that, but MW1 is playing close with his team. Harsh will take one for himself. MW1 with another one, but MW1 does not manage to take Zoid. Now the side has been taken over, but the paranoia comes across from Harsh, but will not manage to help because it is on close range. Zishu will still see him. Now Zishu has pushed into gardens. He should be careful here. But his pistol has been spotted, and Wimp will shut him down. And Zishu would have to wimp about it now.
That's a nice spun. But, you know, Zoid, he's in a 1v2. He has more than a minute to play with. And this is, again, something that we pointed out last time as well. Chennai were trying to force the issue over here, not just in the terms that they forced a buy, but by forcing their push into sight. And that is something that is not going to be possible against a team like Rajasthan. They are
Yep.
just too coordinated for you to really understand and figure out that, oh, you know what, I'm going to be pushing A, and
30
we are
seconds left.
that's it. We are only going to be pushing A, and that is the be it and end all. Now Zoid going in for a fake plant, trying to bait out the shock darts, is going to bait the shock darts out, but not bait the peak coming in from Wimp. As Wimp collects him, it's match point for the side of Rajasthan. And Ascent, well, Rajasthan is really strong on this map.
Yep, we just got to see what kind of an execution from attack and even from defense. If they can do a retake when they're on a man disadvantage, and if the opponent is not ready to peek them when the defuse is coming through, then Rajasthan have it all. They have it served on a platter. They are making this easy for their team. It's just like walking in the park at this moment. Now, not good buys coming in for Team Chennai. It is a force that they would have to make, trying to do mid control, but Zishu managed to do it for himself. He will take down Sai. He will start pushing into market. The team needs this. Zishu is trying his best at the moment. He is playing an Omen, but he is doing all the things again. He has taken a shouted shot to CT. Now he's too close to MW and he'll manage to take him down. He will try to take another one. He will spray it across. Location being revealed. 3K for Zishu. Zishu will try to go back, but look at his TP very well. He pushed way closer to the T spawn. I mean CT, but Drickshot will take one more on site. Now Wimp, the last man standing, will have to go back. He has a Phantom in his favor. It was a bonus for Team Rajasthan, so if they save it or not, they can still make a buy, but it's a call. He will go for a buy. He will go for a save, but Koki is looking forward for that kill. He has a Guardian, not such good in terms of spray, but look at Koki. He has repositioned him to find, and he will find Wimp and shut down the clone.
Well, that is a good round coming in again, but is it a little too less, a little too late? I think so, probably, because from here on, it's going to be 9 straight rounds that have to be flawless from their side. And by flawless, I don't mean that they have to be flawless in terms of not dropping a single frag on your side, but flawless in the terms that you are not going to be able to make a single mistake that Rajasthan can capitalize on. If you can make a mistake and get away with it, by all means, fine. But if you make a mistake that Rajasthan can capitalize on, well, then it's going to be tough. As Solo will get spotted and pinged, he will make a fallback. The owl drone coming into market is going to be something that will be droning Ricksort in, but Sai, he's holding right inside this dark cover. The second that goes away, this could be dangerous. He picks up one. Will he pick up a second? No, he will dash his way out. He only has a frenzy to play with. Solo with the Marshall is going to get one, but MW1 with the Sheriff will get one for himself. Pops that heal, but Kubrix gets two. Kubrix gets three. Pops that reload for himself. The Vandal has a little less bullets than what the Phantom has, but Wimp, he is going to spot the head of Zoid as they look to make a rotate, but they are going to get cut out by Harsh. No, it's going to be a 4K for Kubrix. The man has just gone absolutely nuts on this round on Ascent, as he is going to be for a 4K. It's down to really Zoid to take the gunfights because he is very low on HP and he will have to be the bait as the ace comes out from the side of Kubrix. It's a very good round coming in, and that's the third ace that we have seen in this tournament from any player. MW1 was one. We saw one coming in from Binks, and now it's going to be Kubrix who is going to be adding his name to the Hall of Fame.
I mean, it was really a wonderful ace. For him to play from that mid area, get those kills in his favor, even with 28 HP, he managed to get an ace. That is just amazing. That shows what, as a player, Kubrix has the potential, and that's what we are seeing. Chennai is really good in terms of their individual gameplays. Just that they should start working together as a team. In mid, I guess Kubrix was like, I am going to get this round for our team. We are trying all our best, but it is not working, but we will do our best. Now, MW1 has popped his ult, but two people from his team will take kills, but Kubrix will again take MW1. Two ults from Killjoy have been popped at B. Now, who will make the best of it? Wimp is holding down strong from CT to look for a push, but Nanoswarm will prevent any kind of push. But Deventus Killjoy's ult is also there, so somebody might get detained. Yes, and Koki is detained. His location will be seen. A knife from Solo will be coming across. It's a 3v2. Don't have much choice, but Zoid will manage to take one. But Wimp is there to support, and Harsh will close the round from B base. What a wonderful round by Rajasthan. They saw the aggression coming in from Team Chennai. This is what we spoke, Dr. Dang. Rajasthan is a very aggressive team, and if you do not manage to change their momentum, you will start going on to them. But we saw Chennai changing the momentum very well. That's the reason they got the rounds in the attacking half. Kubrix getting an ace also. A very well executed round, very well tried for Chennai, but Rajasthan was just too strong on Ascent. They had their aggression ready. As soon as they read Chennai's aggression, if you saw Dr. Dang, as soon as Chennai's aggression was read, they played a counter strat for that. They made sure that the mid control that was being left, they used to aggress mid now. Now, once that happened from Rajasthan, Chennai could not do anything. We saw that happen in this last match point round, and that's how Chennai just went down.
That's true. And again, as I said, a simple mistake. Two players getting detained, Koki getting detained inside of the cubby, but no player to watch his cross from the side of main. That's an oversight. You did not check that. Now, agreed, there was a smoke, I believe there, or if there was someone playing that close during the lockdown phase, they would have been detained as well. But
Mhm.
it really just comes down to the fact that if you couldn't push far enough to get out of that ult's range, you shouldn't have been there. And if there was no
Yep.
one who could hold your cross, again, you shouldn't have been there. But irrespective of that, it's going to be a round or a map for the side of Rajasthan. I did not expect such a one-sided game coming in, but it is Rajasthan that we're talking about. I mean, they
Mhm.
basically have extremely good players across the board to make it work for them. And, well, you know, it was a good try from them, but they need to do better right now.
Yep, agreed. I mean, Chennai giving up mid control, I think that's where Rajasthan completely capitulated and made sure that it worked in their favor. They made sure they kept pushing mid every round. You saw all the first half in the attackers end. MW1 was still pushing Cat, and he was getting into trees and gardens. So I think for them to give up mid control and for Sai to take so much area in his favor. You could see as MW1 was pushing Cat, Sai was there to support him. He made sure that there was no rush coming in from Pizza or Market. He made sure if somebody is spotted there, somebody is there to take him out. And Sai did manage to take two or three people there in a couple of rounds, but he also went down. But MW1 played a huge role where he used to always push the cat area. And for these people not to disable MW1 from that cat area was something that they should have worried about. They should made sure they had a dark cover. They should have looked for throwing a paranoia at him, taking him off the board in the initial rounds itself. Or at least I would like, we have seen a lot of people after the plant, they close the door at A. Maybe close the door of initially itself. So MW1, if he's pushing, leave off garden for him. Make sure you play from rafters and side. So now MW1's aggression is met with a door. So they will try to burst the door down or push to garden. Now, if you are comfortable at your CT angles, you can take down MW1 and the opposing aggression that is coming.
I agree. I think that um, for the side of Chennai, they had some mistakes. As I said again, they made some mistakes that were clearly very rectifiable. But maybe in the heat of the game, heat of the battle, they were not able to figure them out. You have
Mhm.
some time now to figure that out, because there is going to be a 5 minutes pause that you are going to be getting as the map is changed, players load back in, and all of those good stuff. But as far as things go for uh, Chennai trying to figure out what Rajasthan is. Rajasthan's a team that is going to go by the same rule again and again. It's just that they're going to change the eventual push that comes in. Like sometimes they pushed B through market and took mid that round as well. And the other rounds they took treat through mid, and at the end of the day they still took mid for themselves. So
Yep.
if they are a team that is always trying to take mid, maybe focus on holding other areas. Maybe try to
Mm.
focus on playing a retake game, because B is a site that you can retake if you have a flank coming in through main, or maybe
Yep.
you try to push down to CT and then pick up a kill maybe in market or in boathouse or something like that. Maybe try
Yep.
to look at that. Don't
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, because what Rajasthan was doing here that was really working in their favor was that, with no regard to what Chennai was doing, they would always take mid. Like without question,
Mm.
taking mid control was the first task that was on the checklist for Rajasthan. Once that was done, they would see that, oh, we picked up a frag in tree, we picked up a frag in market, which means that maybe there is still going to be a player mid rotate. There is going to be either two on A and one on B, or vice versa. And then they
Mhm.
take that chance of pushing the player who was holding the long angle from mid catwalk, top mid, to all the way to A main, or the player who was holding tiles to B main. Those are the kind of rotates that were allowing them to always have a two pronged attack on every single
Yep.
site that they were going to. Now, where Chennai could have dismantled this is figure out that, all right, every single time that they push mid, they either hold Wimp outside B and they hold either Sai outside or Sai or Harsh outside A. Try to get a pick there. Figure out picking up a pick there in front of A main or B main opens up the opportunity for you to go in for a flank for mid, and that is going to create problems for the side of Rajasthan, because every single time that they were not able to take mid control were rounds that were not won by Rajasthan.
Yep, agreed. And every mid control is, we have seen Ascent is a very mid control map. You see, once you get a mid control, the area in mid itself, the tiles is so huge. If somebody has that much control, they will feel good. They will then from there they will slowly push into either the pizza or from a shot, and they will try to capitalize on which area the players are. They will look for the picks from there. So I guess what team Chennai missed out was leaving that mid control and not being ready for the aggression coming from mid. Then a lot of times this just kept happening, and this was where Chennai was falling short. We did see they did a couple of rounds where they held, even though there was a mid aggression coming, or a couple of times immediately as Sai took mid control, they did shut him down. So I guess initial shutdown of a player from mid and not giving up that mid control, because Rajasthan was very powerful once they got the mid control. And when the scenarios were switched, where Rajasthan was in defense, you saw they left the mid control in the first half. But I mean, in the pistol round, because they were ready to do a complete retake on whichever side that mid control was taken and rushed into. So we saw a B execute coming in from Chennai, but look at a complete retake coming in from Team Rajasthan, even though they were a man disadvantage. That's just wonderful. And MW1 sticking the defuse and Zishu just holding to see if there will be a kill coming for him. Not a good call. It's a pistol round. They will go for a defuse, and I think that's what Team Rajasthan just played around with Chennai's mind, thinking that these kind of aggressions will not be coming in. But Chennai, every time they were thinking that this might not happen, was just bad for them. It was not working out. They did try their best. Now we will be going into the second map that is split, that is picked by Chennai. But for Chennai to come up huge here, it is your pick. You have to play it really well. And split, I have not seen Chennai picking up any points, but it's only the first map that has happened. They did try to counteract Rajasthan in a couple of rounds, not many, in a couple of rounds. If they manage to do that continuously, I'm pretty sure Chennai can capitalize, because we saw a lot of rounds where Rajasthan was thrown out of their momentum. They couldn't bring it back. Chennai did completely capitalize on that. If Chennai keeps trying to do that, the momentum completely shift in the favor of Chennai, and they can back this split half. That is their pick. They will be starting as attackers. If they can make sure that the aggression coming in from team Rajasthan is shut down initially, because Rajasthan, even in defenders, they do come out. They do make their aggressive pushes to make sure they get the initial pick. So the first splits, if it comes in the favor of Chennai, I think the rounds can come in favor of team Chennai as well.
I agree. I think that for um, for Chennai to um, fix the mistakes that they have had so far could really come down to the fact that maybe they need a faster adaptation mid game, because we saw the last time that they played Mumbai, they were still sticking to what they planned initially at the start of the game, and it worked out a little better. I believe they went, I believe they went 13-9 against Mumbai and they lost that map. So it was a better map for them versus what we just saw. But there, the difference was that Mumbai did not have this take mid and then have a two-pronged approach. They were more of the all right, let's go A main, let's try to satchel our way in. If Binks gets 2 kills here, or we will be pushing A or B. If Binks does not get 2 kills here, we'll look to rotate and then we'll see which side we want to go to. But Rajasthan, they played it uh, in a very different way. They played it in a very, as you can say, a professional way, where they took mid first, they picked up frags, then they decided which side they wanted to go to, and they already had players across the map to hold those kind of places. And if you look at the way that the Omen smokes were coming out from Harsh, you can really understand the way that the push was happening from Rajasthan side, because you saw the initial two smokes were catwalk and mid arch. Once they
Mhm.
took mid control from that, they smoked off CT spawn, or rather, yeah, they smoked off CT spawn from market, look to push market. If they got a pick there, well and good. If they realize that, oh, market's being held too much, the next smoke went all the way straight onto tree window. That figured that figured that all right, cool, we can't push market, why not just take door control and tree control, and then we can see if you want to push garden and heaven, or we want to push directly into aim. So
Yep.
with all of this happening, the initial player who was there at top mid trying to hold that cross from the long angle down to mid arch would rotate to A main. And the player who was holding tiles, as I said, was rotating to B main. So either ways, Chennai was kind of in always a situation where they were stuck. Now what they had to do was go around the other side. The second they realized that, oh, it's an A main push or a B main push the player from B main. You need to force a gunfight sometimes. Sometimes you need to
Mhm.
take that risk that, uh, sometimes you need to take the risk where, all right, I might push into a blind gunfight. I might not get that kill for myself, but at least from the next round onwards, I know what kind of setup this team is playing. Maybe the KJ is holding outside B, and the second you push out, you get hit with an alarm bot, and you get one tapped instantly. But that's not something that will happen every round, because the next time you're going to be expecting, and eventually the killjoy is going to run out of places to hide. So you are, at the end of the day, going to get intel from your death as well. And that might
Yep.
help in future rounds where you want to retake from other sides. So maybe look at something like that.
Yep, agreed, Dr. Dang. And if you saw, as you were saying, that aggression should have been there, or either like if there's a same kind of push coming in, because if you saw, Rajasthan read it perfectly. Like all these agents are playing in their own positions every round. Like you saw, Killjoy was always at B and always towards that opening of B main. Always so close so that they could get a kill. Killjoy was not playing side. Anytime she went to side was the only time where there was a lot of aggression coming in. But that was not predicted by Koki. It was coming how and however they wanted. So for Chennai to look forward to not keeping the same positions every time, maybe even though Killjoy is playing at B, maybe play from market, maybe play from mid, maybe play from CT. This is the kind of positionings that should be changed. But every time Goki was playing at B main. The other two people, Drickshot was playing at A shot, Zoid was playing at A main near the openings itself, and this was easy for Rajasthan because they had read it completely in the whole matchup in the attacker half. Now, as we talk about that, Chennai needs to come up huge on the second map of Split. It is a much needed map. It is their pick, and as we see, the picks are coming across. Wimp will go again for Killjoy. Sai will go for a raise. We have seen him playing Sage here, but he's gone for a raise, and MW1 will pick his Jet. We have seen him playing that Hirsch again with his Omen. And now here, Kubrix will go for the Reina. Reina playing really well. Zoid with his Omen now. Zishu raise very well plays he does. And Drickshot will be the Sage. Koki will go back to the Killjoy. But did you look at Solo? The last minute that pick just happened. Solo went for a Yoru.
We
Okay?
are, it's happening. All right, it's happening, and so is
Sai is also happening.
Sai is just vibing at this point. Sai is just like, you know what, guys? I'm going to vibe because I'm having a lot of fun. And Mim's like, can you calm down, mate? Can you chill? Can you, like, we're on cams, you know that, right?
Mm.
But
It's
yes,
just enjoying. I mean, I understand at the end of the day, it's a game, and even though it's a tournament happening, as much as you enjoy, you will start playing better. And that's something all the people in the chat should also take. Do not get tilted. Enjoy the game so that you can start playing better. Play with your team, have fun at certain points, and it will start working out slowly as you gel with your team.
I agree. I think that, um, you know, it's going to be, as you can see, the faces on the side of, you know as you can see, the faces on the side of the players of Chennai gives a very different story than what the face of Mumbai looks like. But Zishu, he's going to start things right off the bat, picking up MW1. That's an important frag. Kubrix adding to those troubles. He will be getting that heal for himself, which means that Rena now has a makeshift shield for herself, as long as she can pop that ultimate, or rather can pop the soul orb again so that the overheal stays. But Harsh, he's pushing out. He's going to dink. He'll get that kill on Zoid. But every single player who was inside B is pushing out to Garage to make sure that they can get Harsh. But no, they're going to call off that push. It looks like Solo is going to be the one who will be holding from CT, while Omen is all the way inside Garage. They know that this is a 2 frank push. The flash comes out. Koki will get flash. The turret gets taken out. He takes a lot of damage, but is not going to be able to get that kill. Kubrix knows that Solo is trying to play that. TP, and the second he does, he realizes what's up. Wimp got 2 for his troubles, but at the end of the day, Zishu to finish off and start the round for the side of Chennai, and a good start from them. They are going to be taking the first round on attack, and that is going to be very, very important for their side on split. Now, I am expecting big things from them. I think that with split coming into play and split being the choice that Chennai has, I really hope we see something special from Chennai here.
Yep, I guess they have packing, and we saw the aggression coming in. Now that this is a bonus point coming in for Chennai, they should be able to close it off again. But Harsh is still playing so close, so he might be able to take on his location is revealed. He will back off, but in the time, Koki will take down Sai at mid with his aggression. That is a really good play now. Yoru is in mid. He will come back to heaven, but the site has already been taken. Harsh is being pushed back, but there is MW1 who will take one for himself. Zoid goes down now. 2 people, 3 people are there already on site, but Rickshot will take one. MW1 will take one and go back now. Wimp is supporting him. Wimp will take down Zishu. MW1 taking another one, but look at Koki's position. Takes one, takes two, takes three. And what a round! Koki, well played.
That is. Oof.
Did that poster just glow behind you and you just happened to pop off?
I have no clue, but Koki, he's the man that everyone has his eyes on right now because he just went absolutely nuts there.
I just love that spray.
Yeah, that's 4K. I mean, you know, it's really going to be something that. Zoid just trying to smoke off a certain angle is going to get caught off by Sai, and that is a very, very unfortunate death coming in from his side, and that's going to put a lot of pressure. But the heaven control has been taken by the side of Chennai. They should be able to make something work, but Solo and Sai, they're holding that crossfire. They're going to be getting that kill. Big Shot did get one, but Sai with a 3K is going to make matters worse for the side of Chennai, as it looks like the full buy is going in the favor of Rajasthan.
I mean, it's a much needed full buy. So they will put their aggression. They will make sure that they try and close it better. But Kubrix is fighting. He is giving all he has got. But look at Sai. He's holding so close. But in the meantime, Wimp comes and shuts him down. We've seen Kubrix as a Reina playing really well. So if he starts popping off here, I think he will be a really good competition for MW1 as a Reina on bind. He has really popped off. So I think this is a very good composition as a team that they've come across with the aggression, Zishu as a Raze, and Kubrick supporting as a Reina. You can see Drickshot played a Jet in the previous round, but he has moved into a Sage. He wants to make sure he helps his teammate in this round. I guess Chennai has something packing, and that's the reason this lineup has come. Now it's another. Oh, they will no go for a full buy. They will go for a save. So it's an eco round coming in from Chennai. Anything that can be made a good, beautiful eco round coming in, it'll be really good. But Drickshot, he's a sentinel. I guess he shouldn't go so close. He should not be the one person going in so close. But in the meantime, as I talk, Sai and Harsh will take one, but Koki will manage to exchange one, and Wimp will take another one and shut down Koki.
Well, yes, that's going to be, that's going to be a very, as you can say, a big oof in simple terms, because Chennai, they got a good start by picking up 2 rounds. They even got a very good bonus round for themselves, but after that it's been kind of a bad start, and Solo with the Yoru outplays is going to flash.
I like that.
Is going to flash and put an end to Zoid, and well, 2-2 on the scoreboard rolls up now. For Chennai, I wouldn't be too afraid if Rajasthan eventually starts picking up too many rounds, because of 2 reasons. A, split's a very defender-sided map, and B, Rajasthan's coming off the back of a very good win, so they are feeling themselves right now. They're pumped up to take those kills and make those big plays. Where I really think things are going to matter for Chennai are rounds where it is important for them to take them. Rounds that, for example, could be a full buy after an eco. Those are going to be important for them to take. And if those rounds are taken, well, then you can say that it will be a good thing for them, as the Killjoy lockdown will get forced. It's going to be a Yoru TP again, but Zishu, he's popped off immediately. He's going to get 3 kills for himself. He's looking to collect a few more kills on ramps. but will he be able to get an ace for himself? Will Chennai be the first team to have two players to ace in the same map? Sai with the ult, but will get shut down by Kubrix. That's also going to mean that no ace is going to be coming out from the side of. Oh, no ace coming out from the
Hmm.
side of Zishu. Solo picked one up, but Koki knew exactly where the TP marker was set. And as Solo tried to go in for that, he got picked off easy.
Yep. I mean, Dr. Dang, I've seen a lot of times, even when we are playing, if your sentinel is the one who's doing an entry, most of the rounds will not work very well because the ult was there. I guess that round worked in the favor, but let your sage be behind. Do not let your sage come before your duelists or even your initiators. Otherwise, if your sentinel is picked off on the attacking end, you do not have any site holding force. So once you've taken the site, it becomes difficult. Now, Sai has sent his boombot. The boombot will chase down. I guess Koki, yes, but he managed to take it down. Alambot has been placed really well, but there is Zishu. Zishu will pop his ultimate, but no use. It will go down to Wimp. Wimp will take another kill for himself, but in the meantime, Kubrix will take down Wimp, for shutting it further. But look at Hirsch. He's coming there, but the alarm bot will be triggered. His location will be revealed. He would have to run back for his life, but Kubrix has already popped his ultimate. If he gets another kill, he will start going crazy. But they are playing this slow. If they manage to make a rotate to A, it'll be good because Koki has already gone into vents, has slowly moving into ramps, but Hirsch is already inside. So it'll be difficult. Solo has popped his ult. He will try to get something, some of information. He will spot the two people and he will take a TP back to his base. Now, last two people have been spotted, but Koki is still unknown. Koki will manage to take Solo out, but Koki's revision now, as soon as it's revealed, MW1 will shut him down. 2v3, not looking good. MW1 has popped his ult. Harsh is looking forward to this
30
ARAM push
seconds
coming
left.
in, but nothing as of now because the dark cover is holding it strong, but there is only Zoid and Kubrix. Will they be able to make any kind of play? Enter the side. They have only 20 seconds left. Ult has gone down from Kubrix. The timer has run out. He has no more ults. The Empress is not there. 14 seconds, so close to the clock. They will be fighting for a battling stance,
10
but it will
seconds
be
left.
difficult. Harsh has frozen his
One
paranoia.
enemy
One gets
remaining.
paranoid, but in the
Spike
meantime,
down
why didn't you
A.
trade that out? Why did you have to go for your paranoia? Now it's gone. When your teammate is fighting, if you're trying to use your utilities, that's just bad, my friend.
That is true. I think that maybe Zoid just kind of got confused as to what really was happening because the Omen Paranoia does take some time to equip. It takes a small animation before you can actually use his paranoia. So maybe Zoid had already pressed that button and was in the middle of that animation. And when the eventual paranoia got ready, he was basically like, all right, at this point, just use it and then try to take that gunfight. So maybe bad timing, but not really sure about that. But still, a 3-3 split so far. I am not going to be saying that Rajasthan has too big of an advantage. If
Yep.
with 6 rounds played, it's still a 50-50 for both these teams. I think that Chennai still is going to be having a good advantage. Now they're trying to replicate what this side of Rajasthan did on the map of Ascent by taking mid and then deciding where to go. Zishu, he's going to capitalize. He's going to get that first frag for himself. Zoid coming in this time. He's going to paranoid the wrong place. Zishu falls. There is going
No.
to be Wimp to get 2 kills for himself. And suddenly
You
it looks
will
like
not
Rajasthan's advantage has been taken up because Wimp is going to get a 4K.
Last player
Kubrix and
standing.
Koki picking one up. It's all down to Solo. He's going to TP all the way back to heaven. They know his position probably. As a flash comes out, they still need to recover that spike. It's going to
One
be on the
enemy
floor. Solo
remaining.
picks one up. It's all down to Koki,
No.
who is a little low on HP. 40 seconds left. Solo in a 1v1. This can certainly go either directions. Now, Koki does have time to recover that spike and try to go in for a rotate. It should be the play that he's trying to make, but he's looking in the wrong direction. He does not know where Solo is, and the clutch comes in from Solo. And what a huge oversight coming in from the side of Chennai. They had everything going for them, and they are just going to. Oh boy.
I have no words here, Dr. Dang. It was such a good round. Why would you peek Zishu? His flash came in from heaven. His location was known. Why would you peek Solo? I'm sorry. Why would you peek Solo one by one? Why would you give that 2v1 situation in in favor of Solo? You could have played this. This is the second time Chennai is doing this. We saw them doing this fault in Ascent. Now they're doing it again on Split. Now Sai is going very aggressive. He throws his boombot, but Kubrix will jump out of it. And One person will go down. Zoid will take one, but Sai will in the meantime takes out the sentinel there that is available. Solo is coming in for the help, but gets flashed. Sai will have to look forward to clearing that, but Solo is supporting as much as possible, and Koki will also go down. All of a sudden, the players at mid have gone down. It's a 3v5, 3v4, my bad. But they have taken side. They are pushing into CT. Harsh has read this properly. He will wait. Solo will take one, but Solo will manage to go down. But to Kubrick. Kubrick has his sheriff still. Okay, I thought he picked a gun. So he had his sheriff. He managed to take one. But Sai, you know those sashels. He's playing it really well. He just jumped into main and he shut Kubrick's of any further kills as the Reina.
Oh, that is. I still can't get over the fact that despite clearing out heaven and majority of the site, Zoid just pushed in with the paranoia and did not check the one angle that would not get flashed, which was close to door, and that is exactly where Wimp was playing. It is these small oversights that are being made by the side of Chennai that are losing them rounds that they should be winning. That is a round that should have gone so heavily in the favor of Chennai that it could probably have even been a flawless round for them. But that one small mistake of not checking where Wimp is lost them the entire round over there and allowed Solo to play a clutch as well. Two times Chennai made a mistake in the same round and they got punished for it. They survived once, they didn't survive the second time. So, you know, it's definitely something that Chennai needs to look at. But now, with Sai sneaking up, he's not checking that angle, but looks like he will. The Sassel charge comes in. He'll boost himself back with MW1. He's there for the cover as blind fire is coming from Sai. Cloudburst will be used to prevent a line of sight, but Zishu with 2 for himself. Zishu with 3 for himself. The Satchel is definitely paying out, and it's down to Wimp in a 1v4. He's going to get spotted, and Zishu with a 4k is going to get the round for Chennai, and a 5-4 rolls up. I think that Chennai is really playing this map out well. Taking 4 rounds on split attack is extremely difficult, and despite the oversights that have happened in some rounds from the side of Chennai, they've still managed to take 4 rounds. Imagine what would have happened if those small mistakes were not made. I think we would be seeing Chennai at an advantage right now.
Yep, agreed. Chennai is playing it really well. They are making their way across and trying to make as much as noise with Rajasthan. This mid control has been clearly read from team Rajasthan. They are trying to push it out. Now you can see the aggression coming in. But the attacker Killjoy has popped the ultimate at A. There are a lot of people at A. If they don't make it work here now, there are 3 attackers waiting for them. Duelists on ramps. They would have to make their way out, but look at Rickshot. He's playing this really well. 2 people, but Solo managed to take one down and gets detained inside, but MW1 knows it really well. Sai will take down Kubrick's there, but how well will this work? And directly walking into him is not a good call, trick shot. But Zishu is there. It's still a fighting chance. We saw Zishu taking a 4k in the previous round. He can still do it, but look at Solo. He is coming in so close for him. Harsh has taken an ultimate to main. Zishu will be coming out for him, but Paranoia comes across, connects with Zishu. Zishu will hold it and will try to close. That Sashul did not work in his favor. Harsh was ready for him. The last man standing, Zoid, is already inside, but he has nowhere to run. He is in the corner. He has been blocked. Spike will not help him. Zishu, I guess that aggression there should not have been. You could have directly gone to that corner. I mean, with that Sashel, I guess, Dr. Dang, do you suggest the same thing? Would that have been better? If he had jumped into the corner, then Harsh would have to have wide spinged him.
Exactly. I think that it was a situation where, as you can say, it was a situation where the retake should not have been so crystal clear. Holding positions in a retake comes down to 2 things. Either you hold positions that you really are default, as you can say, backside, under heaven, CT, garage, and then you play those crossfires. But if you don't, oh, Sai, we saw that. We saw you mess that Satchel up, but he's still going to pick up that kill. He's still going to get 2 for himself. Oh, Zishu is going to have a reply this time, but the dash comes in. Zishu will still get that kill on MW1, and that is going to be a bad time for MW1 to dash into, but I guess he wanted to get away from that showstopper, and that was really the only way that he could have done it. So I guess that was a bad position that he was in, and he kind of got stuck with it. But again, Harsh, he's just lurking next to pillar. It does not look like the side of Chennai knows where he is, and again the same position getting played by a different player is going to cost Chennai the round.
This is what we were talking about. Chennai, you are ready, you are aggressive, but how would you just try to push from a dark cover without any utilities, without Rena's Lear, without any paint shells or even Sashel to just clear out an angle? How? I mean, I would be pretty scared, or I should be out of my mind to just run out of there. It was a good call. You are playing really well. 3v3 was a really good situation, but Harsh, he made that dark cover work for in his favor. That's the reason he's an omen, and that's the reason he's putting it down. So for Chennai to make this 7-5, it'll be really good for them. They should try this out. Middle fight is aggressive, so much going around. Koki is coming in. There is support from Zishu as well, but nobody goes down. Fire's going all across. Solo trying to support Sai, but the paint shells will take down Sai. A good trade coming in for, not trade, a good kill coming in now that the firepower is gone. But look at her, this is nice. Good waiting for team Rajasthan to push you is really good. But MW1, look at his angle. What an angle that was. He takes one, Zishu will go down, he'll take another one with his ultimate. Kubrix is down. All of a sudden a 3v3 situation, but he managed to go down to Koki, even though the blades will not range stronger. But there is Wimp coming in slowly. Wimp takes one. Trickshot will take one for himself. Now Wimp is holding this angle strong. He gets spotted out. Sprays coming in. Wall banging across. Last man standing. He managed to take one. What a close round. Oh my god, Trickshot. Your aim was ready. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Wimp was ready to flick it on your head. A well round executing coming for Chennai. 7-5, a much needed split. A really well first half for the attacking. 7-5 is still good. They now have to fight for the pistols.
Well, a 7-5 split on attack, I would say, is definitely going to be something that favors Chennai. And clearly, by what we have seen, Rajasthan is playing this with a rather, I would say, a very default basis. They're playing a very reactive game to what Chennai is trying to do. Now, Chennai is making mistakes here and there, like we saw twice. Players getting caught off next to pillar and losing them the round. Harsh once, Wimp once as well. So it's going to be something that Rajasthan will have to figure out, because Chennai is clearly prepped for this and they're playing this extremely well. Now Sai again, he's going to be going in for that satchel boost. He's going to spot Kubrix, a right click to finish it off. The Sage does not know the players are in. Wimp is going to get trick shot instead of Sai, but suddenly a 5v3 for the favor of Rajasthan is going to mean that a backstab is going to be coming in, but the TP will be made from the side of Solo. He will completely give up that position. Sai picks another one. They know where Zishu is coming from, and now it's down to Koki to hold this 4-man push. He will not be able to do so for too long. He falls to MW1, and it's all down to the side of Chennai's lone player Zishu to make this clutch happen in a 1v5 post-plant situation.
It is very difficult. I mean, everybody is watching that angle. Look at three people. I guess not three, four people. Four people holding that line of sight. If Zishu had his crosshair properly, he could have gotten a collat. We know Ghost is really good in that. He could have tried, because most of them were a little bit low on HP. But it's a good try. He had nowhere to go because four people knew his location. A well-placed TP coming in for Solo. He played it really well, throwing that TP inside sight. Made him give information for his team and take a TP also back.
Yep, that's true. I think that you know, for the side of, for Chennai, it's a bad thing that they've lost their pistol, because they really needed to get that. But it looks like they're forced, as Koki is going to pick up Sai. That's a huge kill. The entry has been taken out. No more satchel charges. Wimp is going to take Koki out for a refrag. He's going to be able to pick up a gun for himself. A flash came out, a second flash comes out, the TP comes in. They do not know where Solo is. He will not be getting a kill, but he has the spike with him. And it's all down to Zoid now, coming in from CT to again play a 1v4 retake.
It's just difficult. Rajasthan is trying to push. As I say, difficult. Zoid is like making it look easy. We know that Frenzy is really good in the close range, so now he has a rifle to work with. It is a really good chance for doing, but MW1 is already holding the angle, because information is key here. Any game you play, information, once you have it, there's like, you know where running, because Heaven was already being pushed by, I guess, Wimp, who is just with his gun. He was going towards the CT base. So Zoid had nowhere to go. He had to push if he wanted an advantage in the round, and they placed it really well. Wimp, he was very low, so he was playing slow, and he was making sure that the information was still in the favor of Team Rajasthan.
Exactly. I think that Rajasthan picking up this round again is just furthering their lead. And as I said, pistols should have been something that Chennai should have picked up. They didn't. It's okay. Eco round, they tried to force it. It didn't work out too well. Now they are going to be having broken buys across the board. Zoid has a buy for himself with a full shield. Zishu has a little bit to get a half shield. Kubrix is going to be picking up a Spectre. So is Koki. Actually, everyone. They're going to be forcing, or rather half buying into it again. And this has to be a very, very important round for them, because it's still a bonus round for 2 people, or rather 3 people on the side of Rajasthan, and they are probably going to be heading into a full buy again. So unless this is going to be a round that Chennai takes, it will be a bad position that they will be in. And split is really where they need to equalize the scoreline here.
Yep, I mean they are on defense, so they've lost 2 pistol rounds. This is a buy round coming in their favor, but still, I guess they bought some more utilities in the second round, and that's the reason you can see half shields, specters coming across in the board for Chennai. But they can still make it work. They are on defense. If there is an aggression coming towards you, give up that position so that you can play better with your team and your utilities. Sage has a wall. Sage has a slow up. Try to re-strategize, regroup. In the meantime, throw these utilities so that your team has an advantage. Now you saw Sai, once they read there were a mid push coming in, Sai was always throwing his grenade out. But as I speak, Drickshot will open up the game. Sai goes down. Now the wall will come across so that Drickshot can cross easily. He will go back to vents. Now it is a good first pick coming in the favor of Chennai. This is a much needed round. Zishu is supporting Drickshot there, but Drickshot should play even more behind because he's a sentinel. It might get difficult for him. Zishu has his paint shell still. He can still push them back because one person, MWN, look how close he is. If he tries to make a push, the paint shell can prevent that, but there is some B aggression also. The support might be coming in for MWN because as he's making his move, Drickshot is also looking forward to that. The wall can break in a couple of seconds, but Zishu is supporting him. This is much needed. The rotate has been called out. They are moving towards a good cloudburst coming in, and he will also make his way to A through sewers.
Well, Chennai, they do have man advantage right now, so they should be able to use this to their advantage. As the rotate comes in, I believe that the smokes coming in from Harsh are going to give away the position. Solo, he's used his teleport. The gate crash will be going all the way to backside and holding right next to CT. That's very good positioning because he can always come back to this safer side. But as long as MW1's playing there, Solo is not going to be able to teleport right there, because playing 2 players in the same position is basically trying to get 2 players taken out at the same time. Now, as counter smokes will be coming in from the side of the Omen, they will have to play a post plant. Kubrick's coming in from the back. They have good positioning, but MW1 is completely going to throw a wrench. He's going to pick up 3 for himself. It's suddenly down to only Kubrick's coming in from the back. He gets 1, uses the dismiss, picks up a gun, but Harsh is going to take him out the second the dismiss runs out. And well, there you go. It's going to be another round on the board for the side of Rajasthan. And I think Chennai has kind of lost the plot here. They're not able to rotate as fast as Rajasthan is, and
Yep.
despite the efforts that they are trying to make, they are in a tough spot now. 10-5. They need to pick up rounds on defense, and they need to start picking up rounds fast.
Yep, this is their eco round, so they would have to make something work here. They were on an advantage in the previous round, but going in blindly like that is always difficult. And MW1, kudos to him for holding such a close position. Now the ult has been popped. Dimensional Drift will come across for Solo. He will look for information. Koki has been revealed. He is going into CT. People are running behind him, but he has placed his TP, so he will go back to his gate crash inside side comfortably. Now the spike should go down, but look at Zishu. He has already pushed main. Now Harsh will be planting the spike, but Zishu Look at his backstab. If he managed to get this as soon as the dark cover goes, he is really advantaged. Rickshot along with him supporting. Zishu will take down, but his location is revealed. Harsh will take one. MW1 will take down. Last two people standing. One low on HP. Kubrix will manage to take a heal, but Kubrix is the last man standing as Zoid will be shut down. MW1 is holding the angle. Solo is trying to push him from CT, but Sai will close it down. No more kills for Kubrix. A very well placed round coming in terms of the ability usage for Rajasthan. A well executed round, a much needed round. Rajasthan is just much needed in the sense they're just trying to close it out. They do not want to forgive, because we saw Chennai getting 5 rounds. It is a good strategy that they played out and made sure they got the round. If they would have played a little bit better, where their mistakes would not have been there, they could have gone to a split of 7-5, where Rajasthan would be on the lower end. But here, because it was an advantage, Rajasthan is just capitalizing. They are pushing it. I guess that's where it's taking the best out of Chennai now.
Well, I think that Chennai, again, they pick up an advantage, but are they really going to be able to use it and finish the round off? Because here, it's not going to come down to whether you are picking up the first blood or you are going to be picking up a kill after that or not. If you can get the round in a 1v5, it doesn't matter. The round is a round. And right now, Chennai, they have that advantage. Zishu again going in for that peak. This time, he's able to get that kill, and that will require a heal from the Sage as Drick Shot comes in and does exactly that. This is looking like a Chennai round, at least for now, with a two-man advantage. They know exactly where the players of Rajasthan are. Koki, he's holding in to screens, but the TP, I believe, has come in from Solo. They don't know about this, or do they? It looks like Zoid is skeptical. Yes, he will be, as he picks up Solo. It's all down to Harsh. He has the spike with him. He can make this play happen, but in a 1v4 with 30 seconds on the board, he needs to go for that plant ASAP, because if he doesn't, well then, as you know, it's going to be a round for the side of Chennai.
And it's a good call coming from Chennai. They are leaving B side because the last scene position was met, and the better position for Hurst to go for a plant is B side. So they're leaving that position completely for him to go for a plant, so that they can take him out when he goes for the plant. And look at Kubrick's position. If he makes a bad choice here, I mean, okay, the choice was already really well. He did it really well. He came as soon as he heard the drop down coming in. That was a really good call. If once he heard the drop down, if he would have gone for when he was going through the ropes, I guess it would have been difficult. But the drop down will have your animation come in place. So I think that worked as a better strategy for Kubrick, and he managed to close down Hirsch and preventing any further kill. A much needed, a very much needed round coming in for Chennai. They should start working on it again. But Rajasthan do have their full buys across because of the creds and Kubricks. As we speak, you did not need that jump, my friend. You just lost 15 HP. But I hope you get an initial pick off so that you can get your complete full heal coming across for you.
I mean, that's something that we all have done, right? Going into split. Harsh is going to get that TP off. He gets 2 Zishu as well as Kubricks. What? Drickshot does get 2 to equalize things, but as the attacker Killjoy is going to be used up, it looks like the plant is going to be going down, as Sage should be looking to go in for a revive. They really do need to pick this round up. And Harsh, he's made his way to heaven all the way. The TP comes in. Harsh gets another one for himself and another one. He does not expect the player to be there. His ace is not going to be coming in. Zoid gets that trade, but it's still a 2v2 that Solo and his teammate of Vim are going to be playing out, as the first flash should be coming in any second now. Koki got hit with that alarm bot, means he's going to be in a very tough position. He's going to get flashed. He gets taken out. The TP comes in and Solo is just going nuts on that Yoru, and it's playing out so well. I think we need to start seeing a lot more Yoru on split, because the way that Solo is playing this is really showing us the way that Yoru can completely change the way that this map is played out.
Yep, I mean the split attacking half, how Yoru is being used by Solo here is really commendable. He's using his TPs to perfection. The gate crash you saw, once he sent it across completely through the A side to screens. I mean, that is really well. If Zoid would not have heard it, I'm pretty sure Solo was at a really good position for himself. Now, as we start off this match point for Rajasthan, they will try to capitalize. Sai is pushing with his ult, but nothing is being given. He will back off. Zishu will take one in the meantime, but MW1 and Sewers is raining strong, will take 2 people down. They have lost the spike at mid, but there is Harsh there, but Harsh will be going down to Zoid. A beautiful kill coming across for the team. Size location is revealed. Sprays come across, and immediately Kubrick's will go down. But now MW1 will get the spike for his team. He will locate Kubrick's as well, and Zoid also will know his position. But Zoid needs to play this really well. But no, MW1 is holding his angle really well because he did not have to worry about Kubrick's because it was a well positioning for MW1. All of a sudden, it was a 3v3. It goes to 3v2. Now it's a back to 2v2 by Kubrick's. A wonderful kill on MW1 now. They have lost the
Ooh,
firepower, and Koki will shut down Wimp. Last man standing, Sai. He is the only guy. He has, I guess, a paint shell. No utilities with him. But this push, why weren't you ready for that, Koki? You should have been known for that. But Kubricks will read this all wrong, and Sai will close this. What was that round? Even Sai is asking, what was that round?
Sai is just having so much fun. Like the fact that cams are on, Sai is just Sai is having the time of his life right now.
What a round, man. What a round. I mean, Rajasthan is playing at its best. No player can be disregarded here. They're playing it so really well. I mean, I thought that round was already gone. I don't know what Koki was just like looking for information on the map or something. Sai just pushed in so casually and so slowly that head was already open, pixels were already spotted. He just immediately sprayed Koki down. And then Kubricks coming open like that, I mean, he is the attacker. He had to plant the bomb. So it is something you should have waited for, and you would have had the round. Chennai is looking at a very advantageous positions all the time, but these small mistakes for Chennai is costing huge. You saw Dr. Dang this round. I mean, I was really hoping that it would be so close. It might come to an overtime because all of a sudden Chennai was doing really good strats. Their aim were coming on point. They were catching people off guard with their utilities, doing all the damage that needs to be done. Trades coming in the favor, catching MW1 off guard every time. So I thought this round might be something close. At least they would come to a 10 round. But the last round, Koki and Kubricks were free kills for Sai. We say this term free kills when that person does not know that they will get peeked and killed. Now both of the last two kills were free kills basically for Sai. So he did not go for a plant. He did not have any utilities. I thought Sai was at a very difficult position to close that round because if you saw Koki had her alarm bot, had one on Nano Swarm, and even the trainer had, I guess, a Lear and another soul op for herself. So having utilities and not working with that is something Chennai needs to still build on. I know now you have lost 2 points, but please do deny Rajasthan the bonus point. This will be their third hat trick bonus point if Rajasthan close this with Chennai. But today Chennai, of all the matches that they had previously, it was a better game that we saw today. Chennai did work out their faults. They did make sure they supported their agents. Zishu did have a chance to pop off with this race, but Rajasthan was a little bit better, and your strategies need to start working out more and more. Now we have understood why you chose split. You had a good plan coming across, but I think somewhere some work that did not refine and come out properly. That's where Chennai just a little bit fell short. It was a good thing. You look at this. Koki did manage to spot out Solo there and got a kill, but then he should have understood once his location was revealed, he would be taken down immediately. Somebody for support of Solo would have been there. That's why Solo was like roaming around freely over that point because he was sure that there is somebody looking out for him as well if the kill goes down. So these kind of things Chennai needs to just brush it off because as of now, it was a really good gameplay coming in for Chennai for this map.
I I think that Chennai really showed us that at least on defense they were very well prepped for it, and kind of on attack they were pretty well prepped for split. They were very well prepped for what Rajasthan was going to throw at them. But once defense rolled in, I don't know what really happened to Chennai. They kind of lost the plot in some places. They allowed, with the Yoru outplays happening, as you can say, that Solo was doing. Solo was playing a very good Yoru. There is no doubt about it. But there were some glaring things that you can stop a Yoru from doing by simply understanding the mentality of a Yoru. If
Hmm.
you can understand that he has a TP to work with. You can understand that, maybe sound cues that Yoru really has, maybe positioning that a Yoru is playing in. You can kind of think and understand what kind of play he might be trying to make. Now, obviously, Solo being a very good Yoru is going to be as unpredictable as he can be because he does not want to get caught off guard. But I think that where Chennai could have really changed that aspect of the Yoru coming into play and really making things so bad, because Solo, he was in I believe two clutches that he was able to come out on top of both. Once, just Kubrick's not realizing where the where the Yoru was in a 1v1, and the other time it was just Solo winning it out on gunfights. That it as you can say, is a is a thing that you need to understand, that Yorus will just be playing the way that you know any other duelist would play out. It's just that he can change his positioning in the blink of an eye, and you need to understand that. Now,
Yep.
there are only a few places where you can arguably TP to really get the best use of his ability. And to lock those places down is down to either the raise or down to your Rena, because you need to have that initial entry and make sure that you can make it work out for yourself. It
Hmm.
didn't happen from the side of Chennai. At the same time, not expecting peaks from certain places where you should be are again an oversight that you kind of have to accept. You know that you kind of have to accept for the sake of the game having a competitive edge to it. But where I again, it comes back to the same point. Chennai just not being able to lock out rounds that should be going in their favor is the biggest mistake that you can say that Chennai has made. Now they've given up another shot at taking points for themselves. This is essentially a three uh, a three map loss for them, or rather a three game loss for them. They still have one more map to play, I believe, Bind, where they can prevent Rajasthan from furthering their domination in the league. Because if Rajasthan picks up Bind as well, which is their map choice, by the way, then it will be 9 straight maps that Rajasthan has not been defeated on. And that is no easy feat given the kind of competition that is there in this league.
Yep, I mean Rajasthan, if they manage to close this last round, I guess it's a bind. It's their pick. They have range superior on bind, and MW1 himself has got an ace in the pistol itself, so it's something to look out for. And the kill board, you can see, not huge kills but good kills. They were all equally divided between the teams. Only the lowest, Solo 14. And as you said, uh, no, let's just finish this kill board and then we'll go back to how the teams played. So the kills, you can see, they were not that much divided in terms of the players of Team Chennai. You can see Zishu played really well, 17 kills, 17 deaths, only one assist, and First Bloods 4. He was really huge for First Bloods. He was making sure that happened. But for Hers to pick up First Bloods is something that you should start worrying about. You should make sure that does not happen in your team. And Kubrick's 12 Reina, maybe some more support for Zishu would have been better, and Chennai would have been better there. Zai did do a lot of good stuff. He did help his team with those dark covers. Koki played really well. I really liked how Koki was playing around the abilities, and maybe at the last match round, for some reason, Koki did not deploy the abilities. I don't know why. He could have gone for more cover until Kubricks came and supported. For some reason, that did not happen. Drickshot, I saw a lot of times throughout the match that Drickshot was the person who was just coming across the board. So maybe something to look out for Chennai. For me, it was a better game that I saw from the previous two matches. So Chennai needs to brush off. Maybe Solo coming in as that Yoru little bit did not work in the advantage. Now, before we head into the last map, tomorrow's match, two huge matches happening. Match one will be Punjab Pinnacles versus Delhi Dragons, and the next matchup will be Chennai Clutches and Hyderabad Nawab. Something to watch out for tomorrow. Now, I'll go back to Yoru. The thing that Solo, as Doctor Dang you mentioned, Solo played Yoru really well because we know Yoru as an agent is an agent who can play with his own abilities. He does not need much of the support. He is a duelist who has fake outs, who has his blinds, who has that TP available. He's like Omen, with paranoia, blind, and things combined and made a duelist. So it's something interesting for a Yoru to play because he's a controller, so he can control flanks, and he is also has his blinds as a duelist. He can play it really well. So an agent very well played by Solo, and I think that's where Chennai was somewhere trying to fight with Solo. They just lost the match at a lot of point.
I agree. I think that really where Chennai lost that game, I at least from what I think is it's a surprising outcome, but I think that for Chennai, it really changed when Wimp got that first multi kill uh, playing next to Pillar. I think that
Hmm.
that was the first big oversight that Chennai made. They caught um, off guard again and not again and again, but they got caught off guard twice in that
Yep.
position. And I think that it was something that should not have happened. I mean, they could have taken that 7-5 split to their advantage on defense. And at that point, had they lost the pistol and the eco that comes after that, they would still be sitting at equal split. I think
Yep.
where rounds uh, could really have helped Chennai change the outcome of that game were rounds where they pushed in without checking, uh, you know, without checking the entirety of site, without probably clearing out entire site, as you can say, and after that, just not paying attention to the small intricacies that Rajasthan had in their play. Because Rajasthan was trying to do the same thing that Chennai tried. Push mid, then take site, or completely go for a rotate, faking one side. It worked out for them because A, their rotations were fast, they knew exactly what parts of the map to clear out and which parts of the map to take clear for granted. Now, when you're pushing in like this onto a site, there is always that option, that that small possibility that places that you think there a player will probably not be, turns out that there's a player there and he instantly kills four of you and you lose the round.
Yes.
That is possible, but that is not going to be happening every single time. But at least
Mm.
check the angles that are right in front of you. We did not see Rajasthan get caught off guard because they checked those open angles, they checked those obvious angles, and they cleared those out. Chennai didn't do that. And on a map like Split, with so many 90-degree angles where you need to take gunfights on, that's a big mistake. And they made that mistake enough number of times to lose them enough rounds that they eventually lost the map.
True. Agreed. I mean, you saw at one point where Kubrick's and Zishu were pushing out of a dark cover without any utilities. You would not do that because once there's a dark cover, you should be worrying that somebody is holding. Sometimes I understand some people just throw a dark cover to just fake it so that you try and understand there might be somebody and do not do that push. That's why dark cover is there. But you at certain times somebody will also be looking after that dark cover. Any push coming across, Hirsch read that perfectly. You guys did not use your abilities. He used his gun. He sprayed both of you down. So I think this little mistakes, I know Chennai was not repeating these kind of mistakes every round, but these kind of mistakes were happening in a different manner for Chennai every round. So for Chennai to find this small mistakes, intricacies, to work on that, I think they can come up huge. On a split, I did not expect this kind of a performance coming in from Chennai. It was way better what we saw from the first map, and it is really good for them to understand that they do have some competition left in them. It is not that even though they're going out of a loss today of two maps, third map still is in their favor. We have seen them closing bind with a different team, so it can be a tough battle for Rajasthan, but Rajasthan is no other team. It has got 6 rounds swept for themselves. Now it's 8 rounds in this matchup. Now there will be a last one, and they'll be looking for a complete hat trick of three matches that they won against three different teams. 9 matches. It is a 9 winning streak. Now yesterday, Hyderabad was shut down of their. Yesterday was Rajasthan was. I mean Hyderabad was not yesterday. I guess day before yesterday, right, Doctor Dang,
Yep,
with Hyderabad.
yep,
Yep.
day
Okay.
before.
So they were shut down of their 10 winning streak. Now all of a sudden Rajasthan is making sure they have that streak. They are at huge confidence at this moment. So Chennai did show up good fight today. I liked how their gameplay was. Zishu was playing with his utilities. But if you have seen how Bengaluru crushers play, SK Rossi rushes in and skills is there behind him. Maybe that's the kind of strategy that they should look for. There is a duelist going in. There was no support for that duelist in terms of another duelist. There were other players, sentinels, controllers coming in, but the firepower is not same as duelist combining with the duelist. So maybe Chennai can look at different players working with different players and agents. And I think next time when they are coming up with a different team fight, I guess Chennai has a chance. And today's match, I really liked how they worked around the agents. I know they lost a lot of it because Rajasthan read them again and again, and those mistakes were happening in different points of times. But I guess Chennai is really improving as a team in this whole tournament.
I think that yes, this is not just going to be a a big learning experience for influencers coming into the tournament. It is going to be a learning experience for a lot of competitive players as well, because there are some new players, and these players from Chennai, they are basically new to the scene in Valorant that is there in India. So even if they are not going to say, like, through the 14 play days, even if Chennai does not pick up a single win, I would still say that it is okay, because the amount of experience that they're going to be taking from here is going to be so big that maybe not in Sky League 2021, but in the Sky League 2022, they are suddenly a team that just knows how to play against everyone. Because I this is something that I have learned playing competitive myself, that a loss teaches you a lot more than what a win teaches you. Because the second
Mhm.
you win, you're like, all right, you know what? No matter what happened, we just got that win. Call it a day, finish it off. But when you lose, that is really when you go back and say that, all right, I want to see what I messed up, where my teammate made a mistake, where we as a team made a mistake. And once you come to that phase, that is really when you start learning the game. And you could be a radiant for the longest amount of time. There's never going to be a situation, at least in a game like Valorant, where you know everything. There is never going to be that stage. There is never going to be a stage
Select your
in a
agent.
game like this where you can say that I know everything that is there to know about this game, and I clearly
Exactly.
cannot know more to improve as a player. Even if
Yep.
you're tens, even if you're Steel, Wardell, MW1, SK Rossi, there is always something that you can learn and pick up and become a better version of yourself. So even if you win or lose, if you support Chennai, it doesn't matter. As long as you support Chennai and you support them for whatever reason you might support them for, as I've said. Like, you could be
Mhm.
supporting them for the fact that I stay in Chennai, or maybe I support the Chennai's IPL team, hence I'll support Chennai here. Maybe you just like their logo, maybe you like a player there, or you're a personal friend of that team. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. As long as you have a reason to support them, and don't let anyone don't let anyone throw you off the team that you want to support, because it's your choice. It's your
Yep.
decision to really go. And like, for some it really is that, oh, I love MW1, but he's playing against Chennai, so for today, because I support Chennai, maybe I'll not be supporting MW1. But if you support Chennai usually and you really like
Here.
MW1 as a player, all right, maybe today I won't support Chennai, I'll support MW1's team. So it's really down to you. But right now, as Bind loads in, this is going to be Rajasthan's map to take, and it's going to be Chennai who will be looking to take at least something back from this map for themselves.
It's they are starting on attack. Rajasthan needs to come up here. Shivim is playing on the sky and will manage to take down Zishu. I don't know how Zishu missed his shots there. The backstab does not work really well. The trap wire does work very well for MW1. He will take one down. Solo will come in, but Zoid playing really well. Drickshot will take one for himself. Now MW1, we know his location. He was spotted out previously. If they do not manage to close him down, no, they do not. Zoid will go down. Harsh will take one for himself from a 3v3. Why didn't you wait for your players?
More to heal.
It went to a 3v1 situation. Now the spike comes across comfortably, healing coming in for everybody. MW1 will be back to full health, and as healing happens, he is trying to go for the last kill but
Oh,
does not manage. Kubrick's managed to get a flick and takes one headshot, but he is low. He will heal himself with the hot hands coming in. He will hold. that CT angle. But look at this. Wimp is going for a rotate. He will go to showers, but Harsh is there holding this. He will go back. He will play with his team that is available. He has gone through the truck. He will manage to go down, but the last man standing, he comes from showers, but he doesn't look, and Wimp will close this round. Kubrick's same thing does not work. I know your team missed an initial kill when the defuse was coming in, but the same team will not do that. So be ready for that. If there was not a push coming in, then you should have understood. You should have read. This is what the teams needs to start understanding, that you should start reading how the players play. I think Chennai as a team are playing really well in terms of aim, their utilities and all, but they're still a little bit short of how to read the opponent, how the opponent player will find a different angle or flank him, will he attack him directly. So something to look out for team Chennai as we move on.
That's true. I think that's actually very well said, because Chennai individually as players, they are extremely good as individual players. But where they kind of need to figure out what's happening and how they want to play this out is going to come down to how to predict the next step that the opponent team is going to take. Because it's one thing reacting to what the other team does, but it's really going to come down to a different thing when you want to as you can say, predict what the other team's doing, as it's going to be Kubrick's missing so many shots as Harsh picks one up solo with the Phantom, will put an end to Drixshot. And as Zoid is coming in for that rotate, he has a bad surprise for him, which is going to be solo on the Jet with the Phantom in hand. And there you go, the headshot connects. Zoid falls. 2 quick rounds on the board for Rajasthan as the full buy rolls in. I hope and I really wish that Chennai starts to change how this match has been from the start so far.
Yeah, but I don't know why Chennai is aggressing again. Initially, we saw them playing really well, playing with the team. But aggression, you saw, Kubrick should have gone back because their team had the first blood. They were at a man advantage, so they could have played a little bit behind or maybe from backside, which should have worked it. Now full buys coming across, they should be able to take MW1 down, but he managed to go down in the same time. Sai will take one down. MW1 surviving the horse at hand with only 4 HP for himself, but Koki pushing out immediately takes down Harsh. Now Solo is coming in for MW1's help, and location is being revealed of Koki, I guess. So Koki will have to slowly go back, make his way, play safe. Otherwise, he might get caught off. The trap wire has been destroyed, but look at MW1 with 4 HP surviving, gets a full heal for himself. This is not what you should enable now. Back again, MW1 has got himself back to the game, and there's only one man surviving now, and his TP has been hurt. MW1 will come for the last kill. He will try to close it off, but Kubricks will try to fight as good as possible. But MW1 will not jiggle you. You jiggle me, but I don't. And he closes the round.
Well, 3 rounds on board for Rajasthan, and Chennai, again, they're in a tough spot. They are forced onto an eco again. So far, things have been smooth sailing for the side of Rajasthan, and it has been nothing but turbulent weather for the side of Chennai. Now, Lucifer, it's going to be a tough ask, or a big ask for the side of Chennai to take this map. But at this point, do you really, or rather, I just really hope that all that we can see from Chennai is maybe not making the same mistakes that they have been doing so far. If Chennai right now stops making the mistakes that they've been making for a long time now, which has been consistent over 2 maps in this matchup between Rajasthan and Chennai, I'll say that all right, Chennai at least picked up something and have fixed some issue that they were looking to make.
Yep, I mean, they are making a couple of mistakes, but they would have to work it out. If that keeps repeating here, the fighting chance will be lost. And as we speak, Kubricks will take one, Zoid will take one, but Harsh and MW1 will take another one. The last man surviving in CT is really difficult for him. He does not have a good weapon, so he would have to go for this and make some kind of a damage for team Rajasthan. And Drixshot is slowly coming in, but his pixels are seen, and MW1 with the Empress will reign superior, and Drixshot will again go down. 4 rounds easily coming across for Rajasthan strikers. Chennai clutches, as you said, Dr. Dang, they need to not do the same mistake again and again. Your mistakes are not same for you because you're not doing it in the same position, but they are similar to how it is being seen for us, because those mistakes are either over peaking or over rushing or fighting those battles which are not in your favor.
Exactly. Well, it was an eco round, so you can't really blame Chennai for not having that workout. But two consecutive flashes coming in. Was that a knob or a Marshall? Not really sure about it. But aggressive play coming in from Chennai, and MW1 will punish that. The run it back has been popped by Kubricks. He gets taken out, but so does Ricksort. MW1 is going to fall, and that is a very good ult. Ricksort is going to fry Sai out of the map, as that's going to be a deep fried Brim, if I ever knew one. Wimp is going to pick up another one. That's Kubricks, but a good flash coming in from Wimp. He gets Zoid as Zishu is, or no, that's going to be Koki falling as he's going to get another one. Two players at 3Ks each. It's really coming down to Chennai in a 1v2 again, but this is a very clutchable situation. As the rotate comes in, Rickshot knows that the plant is going down, or does he not hear it? No, he does not, but now he definitely knows where the plant has gone down. A combat stim will get dropped, a Cypher trap and a Cypher cage getting used. Rickshot is going to be confused as to where these players are going to be, and a Cypher cam to watch that drop. This is going to be a difficult clutch for him, but if he can make this work out, it's going to be a very, very interesting one for his team. But as he is looking towards long, he's going to spot one player, gets sprayed down by Wimp, and as the glitch pop animation plays out, well, it's going to be another round for Rajasthan.
Exactly. I mean, look at that. Kubricks had a chance to get Wim down there, but I don't know how he missed his shot. He just whiffed at there. He had an advantage. He threw his first ball. He started firing first at Wimp, but Wimp all of a sudden came there. I guess Kubricks just pressed crouch as soon as he started firing, and maybe that's how his firing just moved away. But you could see Wimp, who just came inside the site, he held his composure, he shot him down, and then used the flash perfectly along with the smokes that was there and took two people flash down. Now, as we start, Sai will take one down for himself. Zishu is playing with ult, managed to take one on his last bullet, but MW1 is holding him. Harsh, in the meantime, as we speak, will take one for himself. It's a 3v2. Zishu has a chance because the blades are super strong, but as we speak, Kubricks was on an eco. I don't know why he pushed it like that. Harsh will take the better of him. Locations have been revealed of all the players. So close, Zishu will get blinded off. Zishu, my friend, I don't know why you were playing near to a sky, but I think this is something you should be working better for. But as we talked, Rickshot will take one, but that is the last one he will take because Wimp is there to again close the round for Team Rajasthan Strikers.
Well, as I said again, it's going to be Rajasthan just understanding the way that Chennai is trying to play this out. Chennai plays it aggressive, Rajasthan reads it instantly, and they start playing it aggressive as well. They push into places that Chennai leaves as voids inside sight, and they make it work for them. And Zishu picking up that op, I really hope this pays off because that's a huge investment at a time that you will be leaving 0 credits in your bank and you have absolutely... Oh, wait, Koki, he's going to get one with the showstopper, gets one more with the Spectre, but gets taken out by Sai. Again, an explosive start from the side of this team of Chennai, but they are kind of stuck as they're going to slow. Rickshot, how do you not hear the singeing sound? Sai is going to get one onto Zishu, misses a shot with the op. At that range, you should be landing that shot, my friend. And unfortunately for the side of Chennai Sova, he's going to be stuck in a 1v3 post plant with the Sheriff in hand as heals get popped off by the Sky. This is looking like a very, very difficult clutch, but what? Zoid lands that shot on Sai through the Cypher cage. What a connect. He's going to ping both players, but he does not have a gun in hand and his position's called out, and Wimp again to finish it off. 7 rounds in a row.
3 rounds Wimp has closed in his favor. Look at that push that came across. Kubricks did get a kill, and here Koki will get another kill, but immediately this push coming in from Wimp, I mean, the guts on you, my man, is on next level. If you're pushing a molly from Brim, I don't know what else to say, but the smokes worked in his favor, which Sai had put. He had closed off the green boxes so that he could push immediately into side and not be worried about heaven or anybody who is close. Now Sai uses his ultimate on Lambs, and immediately Zoid will have to start backing off. He has a very low HP because he was very into Lamps. Now Solo has pushed in his ultimate. MW1 will take one for himself, and Sai will come back as he supports his
Ooh,
teammate. But Zishu, a beautiful headshot connecting
ooh.
through that wall. Kubrix has a rifle for in his favor. He should be able to take two people down, but only connects one, and two people on site will be difficult task for him.
Oh,
But he
they.
managed to take two people, a 3K wonderfully coming. He has his ultimate ready. Solo also has his ultimate ready. He immediately goes back. This flash coming across his last man standing. Solo will directly go back to Kubrix. A 4K coming in beautifully for Kubrix. A wonderful game played by Kubrix in Octagon. Man, the first shot he connected, then he did not, his spray did not connect to the second person. I thought it was a very difficult thing because people came to support him. His teammates, Rajasthan's teammates, just came out for Wimp, but Kubrix wonderfully played, my friend. You had made sure that you stopped spraying and immediately realigned your aim and made sure that the next shot started connecting. A
I think
wonderful round, much needed.
I think that after that shot that Zishu hit on Sai with that sheriff, I think we can forgive him for missing that shot with the op. I think that the difficulty in hitting a shot with that sheriff at that range against a person like that is going to be a lot more difficult than hitting a shot with the op, and clearly over there that was a very clean shot coming out from him. So a good round finally on the board for Chennai. They needed this desperately. It came down to a very good play being made by Kubrix. It worked out for them, and there you go. It's going to be Sai again falling off, as it's all down to Harsh in a 1v5 now. He may be in a 1v5, but it's Harsh that we are talking about. We've seen him change rounds up in a matter of seconds, and honestly, at any given point, picking up two quick frags could suddenly change the way that this game is being played out. As Harsh, he realizes footsteps coming in, but does he know that this is from the back? It looks like Kubrick's coming in. He's checking every single corner. Now Harsh has to worry about two angles. As the spray comes in, Harsh knows that Kubrix is right behind him. He's going to go in for that peek. He'll get that kill, but he's down to 45 HP as the second player peeks him. Brick shot does not miss, and a second round on board for the side of Chennai.
I mean, it was much needed, that distraction. Either on the call of Team Chennai, somebody had to go down to prevent Hirsch from immediately taking, and it should have been at two different angles. If you would have rushed Hirsch in the same angle, then I'm pretty sure he would have had his mow down ready. But this is a good thing. Chennai got the second round in their favor. It was a full buy for them, and they're making sure that the full buys are really working. This is how now Kubrix is feeling himself. So make sure you activate Kubrix as much as possible. Give him that ability to play around. Now see here, Koki should use the utilities, not go for a raw aim game. It would have been better. Now enabling the team to just come in, but using the paint shells at the right time to prevent that push. You can find somebody here. If you do it, it's really good for you. But Solo immediately going to that side as soon as the paint shell comes, works in his favor. Now slowly this control is not given, but Koki will go back as Zishu is there for the support, but Solo is still holding there strong. But you look at Kubrick's position. Kubrick comes in, but the rifle is given up. That does not work for Kubrick. It was not well timed and it was not well reacted, but unfortunately he had to go down. But MW1 has popped his ultimate. He is holding close to Octagon. This is a play, but already a rotation has been called to A, and lamps have been taken control of. The spike is making its way there as well.
Well, I think that as well, there you go. The spike will get planted. Harsh pushing out aggressive into CT, and that's something that you wouldn't expect a Cypher to do. Cypher is usually the lurker, the player who plays from the back end, but Harsh, oh my god, he's going to get another one. Sai going in for those bunny hops is going to be paying the price with his life, is going to get taken out. Zishu gets one more. Harsh gets a third for himself. This could be an ace. No, it won't be, because Wimp gets that final kill, and well, there you go. It's going to be Rajasthan back to their winning ways. 8-2 in the favor of Rajasthan.
That was a very well tried. I just told that Kubrick should be supported. He should not be let alone fragged. I know the confidence that comes in when you give rounds to your team. You just feel like you can do it alone. But my friend, because you've popped up 2 times, I'm pretty sure the opponent team is packing for you, ready for you when you come across. But Kubrick's, I guess the timing did not work out perfectly. He did not have utilities from his teammates coming in for his favor or giving any information. So that round had to go for team Rajasthan. Now that the Molly coming from both the teams will try to prevent any push. Harsh takes one. Drickshot will manage to exchange, and the solo's jet is gone down. But MW1, look at how dangerously he's pushing. Drickshot is cornered from 2 angles, from back and front. But Koki will shut down MW1, and Drickshot will take one for himself. But Harsh is still proving strong. Trickshot will manage to shut him down. Last man standing, Vim. Please do not give him the kills. Chennai, you have the round. Trickshot is at 1 HP. At least try to bait him. But the smoke is not working in the favor. But Trickshot will be caught off guarded. Wimp again in another clutch situation. No ults available for Kubrick's. Kubrick's location is revealed. He has to make his way out as soon as possible. He has his hot hands, but I think there might be a TP coming across. Yes, it was red, and it is going to be. And Kubrick's has read this perfectly. If he times it well, he can get Wimp, but Wimp is going for a full plant. He is not faking it. Kubricks will not manage to find this now. Wimp is waiting for him. He finds it, he will close it, and run round done and closed for team Chennai. Chennai, you're trying to fight. That's the last round coming in. It was a good round. I don't know why that support did not come. You had your utilities, throw your utilities, especially in the clutch moment. You should have to use your utilities so that at least you're holding a flank. Or he had his blaze, he had his hot hands available. I know no curveballs, but with his blaze walls he could have at least entered the site, preventing any information for Wimp. And with the hot hands, might be throwing into hookah or to I would say octagon, so that if Wimp is in that position, he would have to run back even further.
But then again, there you go again, a quick start, a fast start, but it's going to be something that is going to favor Chennai for now. They only have a single man advantage. Koki is going to spot the trap wire there. He knows that this is going to be a difficult push. As Sai, what? Excuse me? He is absolutely going to put an end to Koki's peak there. Now Kubrick's again does not have the best gun for this clutch. He's going to spot the player. The frenzy needs to come out. Will he get that kill? No, he will not. Harsh peeks from across. Tetris gets that kill, and the last round in the half is still going to go in the favor of Rajasthan, and this team is looking absolutely, this is looking like one of the strongest teams that we've seen in a while. I mean, we're talking about Rajasthan being comparable to teams like Mahi when they were at their peak, and it's this team of Rajasthan, just, oh my god, what are they? They are absolute beasts at this game, and
They chose Bind for a reason. It is the map that they've played really well. They got a very good winning streak here. I guess a 13-0 that came across previously. So for them, they are comfortably sitting any fight coming across. And Sai, even though he has changed his agent, we saw yesterday, he played a Sage, he played it really well. He is now playing a Brimstone, he's still playing it really well. Attacking, starting for Team Chennai. MW1 spots that spray and will take down, will back off with Sai. Location being revealed, Sai would have to back out. But Harsh helping his teammates, will take one, will take two. Now MW1 with those hot hands or incendiary will take some damage, but will manage to take one. But Drickshot in the meantime with his incendiary has an ability to take MW1. He is gone down, two people have gone down, and the last man standing, Drickshot, would not be able to do anything further. Harsh immediately closing him out. Another round, 11th round in favor of Team Rajasthan. 11 points. Rajasthan is just now walking away with it. Any round, any gun, anything that they have, they are making sure it is just going in their favor.
exactly, I think that I honestly just feel that Rajasthan is turning out to be a better team today, and that has been true through the 3 games that they've played. You do not take 9 maps in a row, or almost 9 maps, because this map is still not over, but it's looking like most probably it is going to be, as MW1 is just going to walk through 2 players. Solo picks one up onto Zishu as well. The last remaining players, Zoid and Kubricks, are going to be at long. Wimp gets one, gets taken out, but Solo comes in and picks up that final kill with the Spectre. match point for the side of Rajasthan. And as I said, Rajasthan is looking to be one of the best teams that we have seen in a long time. Now, we don't know whether this is going to be something that stays consistent throughout the tournament. But through the three games that we have seen from their side, you just have to say that what are you guys made of?
I mean, why wouldn't they want it to be? Because previously they were the runner-up. So for this time, they want to make it huge. And MW1 is showing up for his team. Sai showing up for his team. Every person, Hirsch, Blackhawk, Solo, all of them playing so very well at this moment. And what a wonderful game coming in for Rajasthan. And did that round just go in the favor of Rajasthan as we were speaking? What
Exactly.
just happened?
I think that um, I think that the way that Rajasthan is playing with every single player just knowing where to push in, what to peek, which angles to smoke off, they've planned everything coming into this. And you can't blame a team for um, you know having a few issues here and there, but
Mhm.
the way that Rajasthan has really uh wait, what what
I guess there was a little technical snag that happened, and the last match point just happened all of a sudden while we were talking about it. I am not sure
um
because when that screen just popped out, I just saw a winner coming across. So maybe it was some glitch there on the last round that happened.
um not sure what just happened. I guess we will be getting to know what happened as we proceed through into the match replay, but right now, just speaking about what we are seeing uh, from what we just saw, rather, I think that this is just unfortunate from Chennai side that
Hmm.
people are saying that there is a surrender coming in. I don't think so, because
Mm,
um, no team would be surrendering at this point of time. Maybe the round got played out in the background and we just didn't see that final round getting played. But you know, irrespective of that, I mean, if you look at the brighter picture, Chennai picked two more rounds than what Hyderabad was able to pick against Rajasthan. So I guess you can call that a small win if you can call that one. But again, just coming back to what this three map these three maps showed us is two things. Chennai, you're very, very good as individual players, but
hmm.
you need to work on how you are playing together as a team. And
Yes.
two, Rajasthan, whatever you're eating, send that over here. I need to get good at this game.
Agreed. I mean, Rajasthan is showing a wonderful performance throughout this tournament. I guess as a team and as viewers sitting and watching the chat, everybody out there, the players, other players that are watching, Rajasthan is just making other teams understand, guys, this is how the performance is, this is how the team game works, this is how our players are. Individually they are powerful, with a team they're even more powerful. That's how it should be. I mean, we know players are individually really good, but as a team it just uplifts you. So I think that's where Chennai was falling short of. They were not able to uplift each other. Where individually we saw Kubricks, he popped off in a round completely. And I told in the immediate next round for Kubricks to start popping off again, he needs his team to uplift him. He needs the abilities to come across in his favor. Only his abilities or curveballs will not help. And we saw immediately Kubricks went for the TP and was judged out by Solo. So Chennai as a team is really good, and today we did see a better performance from the previous maps that they had, especially with Rajasthan. They did try to do some kind of an execution, but it just fell a little bit short. You saw a lot of times Wimp closing the rounds, a lot of times him doing the heavy lifting here. He was the last man serving. Look at this. Kubricks should have understood what a player does when they're at the last moment situation. A complete rotate coming from Wimp is a really good call. That's how you play a post plant. Let your player go around, make sure like half of the information is given so that the opponent thinks, yes, everybody is here, everybody will have to peek me from shot, and that's where the last guy will also be. So Kubrick's just misread that and went for the defuse. And look at this. From there onwards, Rajasthan had their confidence pushing up so far. Now, MW1 holding this, he knew once the push came across, there will be another player pushing for that kill because MW1 was so low on HP 4. And for him to make himself come back there with a full heal, you just enabled him that. Look at this. Again, the Empress popping. He took out Hookah. Two people going down. The third person also being shut down by MW1. MW1 was playing so well. Zishu, as a duelist, did try his best on the last blade storm. He connected one because of which he got it all back. But then Wimp with his, he knew what just happened. He heard the footsteps of Jet. You can hear when a Jet is pressing a space bar and holding it, you can hear Jet's sound that is there when she is in the air. And Wimp read it perfectly. Just through his blind out, came out, peaked Zishu. Again, Wimp will jump out of the incendiary, take 2 kills, will again throw out a flash, will take out another for him. Kubrick's here playing really well. You saw this is the round where Kubrick's popped off, closed the round, so he was very happy. And in the immediate next round, he went for the kill for in his favor, but it did not work out. That's what we are talking about. Chennai individually is trying to work this out. Two people rush. If look at this, Hirsch when he got the kill, there should have been two people coming across for Hirsch. One wide swinging. I'm sorry, one wide swinging, and the other one just peeking that position. So if there were two people to look at, the spray would not have been easy, and Hirsch would have been taken down. Hirsch would not been enabled to 2 kills there. So Chennai, it is a team still who are looking at individuality being throughout the players rather than players being together. But today we saw some amount of people playing together with the agents and utilities coming in the favor of Chennai. So I think Chennai is on the correct path, is making some improvements for the gameplay, but just start brushing off even more because you should. I understand the pace you are in right now might be good for you, but for the tournament, you guys need to start brushing it off even faster.
That's true. I think that um, the way that Rajasthan is playing, and this is not just Rajasthan playing, this is something that every good team would do. I mean, if you look at some of the best teams, not only in India but around the world, they don't give those 1v1 gunfights to you. They will never give you a 1v1 gunfight because everybody knows that a 1v1 is basically a 50-50. If
Mhm.
I am even though I may be at 1 HP, and even if I'm facing a player like Rossi with the open hand with that full HP, if I have a Vandal in my hand and I blindly spray and I connect with a bullet to the head, it won't matter whether I am silver or whatever, or it's Rossi in front of me or it's some other player at my rank. It's going to be a 50-50 at that point. Now, yes, when you are talking about the skill gap, things come in between which change the gunfight in the favor of one person or the other. And in reality, if I take a gunfight with Rossi, it's probably going to be 100-0 for him to win that gunfight versus me winning that. But
Mhm.
in a game where we have players of Immortal and Radiant level aim and we are having players of this skill level, a 1v1 is always going to be a 50-50 no matter what happens. So, which is why good teams will never give you a 1v1 gunfight to take. So,
Yes.
so it's not going to matter whether you have insane aim or not. You just physically cannot consistently take a gunfight with two people. You need to have someone to take that gunfight with you. And if you don't have someone to take that gunfight with you, give up that gunfight. Don't take that gunfight in the first place where you might get a pick and get traded out, or you don't get a pick at all and you give a man advantage to the other team. So instead of
Mhm.
having the latter and taking the chance on the uh, situation that comes before that, just give up that gunfight and wait for your teammate to come back and take a gunfight then. Valorant is going to be a game that allows you consistently to peel off from gunfights, not take a gunfight, delay it for a certain moment, and then take it. Sometimes, yes,
Yes.
you will be in situations where you have to take that gunfight, and there is no other option that you have. And at that point of time, if you win it, fine. If you don't, it's fine, because you got stuck there and you do not have really anything else to do. But if
Hmm.
you have the option of backing off from a gunfight and taking and engaging in one later at a stage where the advantage may be yours, take that gunfight, because that is something that a lot of players do. It's not related to what agent you have. Yes, you can just run into site, throw two Rena Lears into the site, and then try to kill everyone and get an ace. If you can do that consistently at every single lobby, at in every single custom game, in every single competitive game, go ahead, just do it. If you can do that consistently, go ahead. No one's going to stop you, because then you are going to be winning your team around. But no one can do that. At least no one in the entire Valorant scene of the world has been able to do that consistently just yet. So just figure out a different way to do it, and that is going to be important, because you really can't you really can't have solo gunfights being the way that they are right now, and then expect your team to win a map, because you might win a round or two. Like you saw, an ace came in from Kubrick's on Ascent, they won that round, but that is not something that is going to win you a map.
Exactly. I mean, Chennai, we saw a performance coming in terms of how players played was really good. Zishu at a term popped off for his team to get the site in their favor. He used his satchel really well, went into site on split, got 4 kills in his favor. He pushed into screens, made another kill for himself. So this is the kind of gameplay as individuals Chennai is doing really well. I commend them on that. But what Rajasthan is doing is they have players who are counter-strating your abilities that is being used or your gunfight. There is not one person peeking you, but two people in the mid control where Sai was holding along with, I guess, MW1. You saw Sai was throwing his grenade and MW1 was there to support him, or even the Omen Harsh was also there, or Wimp was there with Killjoy's nanoswarms or something. So there was not Sai only alone fighting mid, but there were other people from the opponent side who were alone fighting with Sai. And that's where Chennai, those duels did not work in the favor. I understand you would have a better game. You might be thinking, how did I miss that shot? I was on Sai's head. Sai did not go down. How did that just happen? Because Sai had another person who was holding him, and you were getting constantly worried about the different sounds you were hearing throughout the match. It was not only Sai doing a spray, but there was another person also in heaven, might be jumping around or might be opening up as utility who was throwing across to you. And that is the reason Chennai was getting thrown off as an individual and did not manage to close those gunfights. And this is something Chennai needs to start working on so that they can start working together as a team. And as we were talking about how Chennai can improve, the people who have won today, Rajasthan, look at their score 7.5, a 3 streak win for them on all the 3 matches they had with bonus point in all the 3 matches. Rajasthan is showing up huge. Rajasthan with 7.5, Bengaluru right behind them with 5, Delhi with 4.5, Hyderabad Nawabs with 4, Kolkata at 2.5, Mumbai Aces at 2, Punjab is at 0 along with Chennai, but Chennai has had 3 matches which they've consecutively lost. Not a good thing, but we are seeing Chennai improving in terms of performance, improving in terms of gameplay, just a little bit of more brushing up that they need to know that they work as teammates. I'm looking forward to more of that coming in from Chennai, and I'm pretty sure once that starts coming in, I don't have second doubts or thoughts about their aim game, because as individual players, they're really well in that. Rajasthan going away with the flawless 3 victory in terms of matches of every rounds that they've played and other teams that they have played. Now Rajasthan is looking super strong and worrisome for all the teams. They are making sure that runner up is not the title that they walk away in this league 2021. So every team is looking forward to shut down Rajasthan. Hyderabad tried to do it in the day before yesterday match, managed to fail, and Rajasthan walked away with a win. Today, Chennai tried their best, and Rajasthan still walked away with the win. They did make sure that they're reigning strong, even though they played a different kind of agents, different kind of lineups. they made it work in their favor, and that's what we should look forward for in any other teams coming in from tomorrow. Again, Chennai, you guys do have a chance. You showed us a good performance, and I'm looking forward for better performance coming in with you guys brushing up and making it work as a team.
I agree. I think that, as I said, it still is not lost for Chennai. They still have 11 more play days. They still have 22 potential points on the board if they do not pick up any flawless, but pick up maps for themselves and win the game. And if you add in the, you know, the case that they start winning flawlessly, you have a lot more on board. I mean, it's not game over just yet. There is so much more time for you to come back and climb onto that leaderboard. You do not have to worry about it, because as far as things go, there is going to be a rematch. There is going to be so many games that Chennai has, so many teams that Chennai has not played against. I mean, Chennai has not played against Mumbai. Chennai, I believe, has not played against
Punjab.
Hyderabad. Yeah, against Punjab as well. Chennai has played Mumbai, but not Punjab. Yes, so they've not played. They've not played Punjab. They haven't played Hyderabad. They haven't played Bangalore, and I believe they haven't. I think they haven't played Kolkata as well. I
Kolkata,
might be
I
wrong
guess.
about this, but yes, so there are still four teams that you haven't played, which is 8 matches against these four teams. And then on top of that, you've got, the three rematches that will be happening with the teams that you've already played. So don't, don't forget to, uh, you know, don't forget to, as you can say, keep trying, because this is just the start of the tournament. Do not give up hope right now. There is a lot of time to rectify this. I mean, there is going to be so many breaks in between. You're playing Hyderabad tomorrow.
Mhm.
You have had not such a great game, but you still have so many things to learn from it. And if you can put these things into effect tomorrow when you play against Hyderabad, and even if you pick up a map, even if you pick up one map, I'll say that, all right, that's a positive start. You can go ahead from here and you can start from one map to two, maybe three going forward into the next game, and just play it out. Don't have to stress.
Yep, I am rooting for Chennai here because every matchup that we saw, they are making an improvement. If any team, as general, if we are speaking, Chennai is making a lot of improvements. Just that as they're making their improvements, they're just lined up with better and better teams. And I guess that's a really good thing for Chennai. Your competition gets tougher, you start getting tougher. So if you start work it out in that way, I'm pretty sure Chennai will be the next team that we'll be talking about more. We'll be like, Chennai is proving so dominant all of a sudden. We did not think about this. So Chennai has a lot of chance. They are improving. They are fighting it out. They are getting tougher competition. And as we speak about tougher competitions, look at the top five players, the people who are making the game tough itself. SK Rossi still standing strong at 190. MW1 did not get a lot of kills today because they were all working together as a team, but still places second with 175. Skills was who was just right behind second is now moved to third with 168, SMX with 164, Rafa with 159, and I guess I'm not sure who was the last player who was in the fifth position who was pushed out.
Um,
Binks. It
Binks,
was
yeah,
Binks. Yep, he was close with 157 or 140 something. But you look
146.
at this, 146. There are players who are making it difficult for all the teams, and you can see who those players are. So maybe when teams are strategizing, you should look forward for who these tough players are and look for their first bloods. So repeating it again is SK Rossi, MW1, Skills, SMX, Rafa, who are holding the leaderboard for today.
Well, I think that with Rossi being up there, MW1 really has a lot of catching up to do. And, you know, um, I really think that when we look at MW1 as a player, we say that he is very good, he's so good. And then you look at Rossi, and then
Mhm.
you realize that you can have so many great players in the region, but then Rossi is just going to be on top of all of them, right? I mean, just look at the guy. Like, MW1 has been absolutely fragging. He basically went flawless for 8 rounds in a row against Hyderabad, went I believe he picked up 69 kills in the entire game against Hyderabad, the three maps. And Rossi is best in this tournament while fragging at a regular rate at which we do not see normal Rossi frag, has picked up 75 kills in a single game. This is not to say that
Mhm.
MW1 is not a great player, but
Yep.
this is just to say that Rossi is at a different level compared to all of them. Like, he's just, as you know, there's a saying that he is head and shoulders above them. Right now, Rossi is head and shoulders above everyone. Now, MW1 has a better kill death ratio by
Mhm.
far than Rossi, but
Yep.
kill death ratio not not going to tell you so much. Kill death ratio only tells you that, oh, I took these many gunfights, I came out on top of these many gunfights, and I lost so many gunfights. But the sheer amount of uh, gunfights that Rossi takes and he comes out on top of them, which he shouldn't be winning by that. You know, he shouldn't be winning. There are so many gunfights with the op that Rossi just absolutely should not be winning, but he just turns around, scopes in, left clicks, game over for that person. He can go back to that spectator screen, and Rossi can go back to the sage for a heal if he needs one. And this is just insane at what level Rossi plays. But again, MW1 being able to compete with only 15 kills difference is a huge thing because, mind you, Rossi is a professional player. MW1 is not. And right
Mhm.
now, MW1 is the only player from the auction that is there on the leaderboard. Because, mind you, before this, if MW1 wasn't there, it was Binks on top. And Binks is not a player who made it through the auction. Binks is a player that was retained. So, MW1 being the most expensive player uh, in the entire tournament is really proving his worth right now. Like, he's just there, like, oh, you spent 6.2 lakh sky creds on me. Ah, no problem. I'm going to repay you, and I'm going to repay it in a big way by winning you every single game that I play. And it's it's just so, as you can say, it's so,
Worthy.
yeah, it is so wholesome to see a player who got bought for such a huge amount is now repaying his franchisee by giving them basically the highest number of kills that you have from any influencer throughout this competition.
Yep, yep. And I agree what you just said. SK Rossi is a person who's on another level. He is being enabled of how his team helps him to go get those skills. They will just let him, SK Rossi, please go. Just make sure you get the entries, and skills is supporting behind him. But MW1 is a player who's come up in this tournament. As you said, he is not a pro player, but his enablement of how he plays around to get the kills is being with support of another duelist. They are not very behind, they are not far away from him, they are enabling him along with the rush as well if they are moving out. So MW1, who is right behind him, is something for SK Rossi to maybe start watching out. I know SK Rossi is being top of the table, but MW1 is not far behind, and the kind of plays he's making along with the team is really commendable. Because SK Roshi, I know he functions really well when he is playing solely and along with the support of his teams. But for MW1 to manage this kind of a score death when he is playing very well gelled with his team, he is truly really close. And now that there is MW1 coming on second, Escarossi needs to watch out for MW1 now. And especially being on the opponent team, it will be a really good fight up when we see Bengaluru versus Rajasthan. But before we watch that, there will be two matches coming in tomorrow. That will be Punjab versus Delhi Dragons on the first afternoon at 2 p.m. and 5:30, followed with Chennai versus Hyderabad. Tomorrow is going to be a spectacular Sunday. You would not want to miss this lineup, this matchup that will be happening, because this will be crazy. Because Delhi Dragons have just lost a map, and they've lost their bonus points that they had 4.5. They need to make a comeback, and they will fight for that. Punjab, who is at a streak of two losses, do not want another loss in their favor, so they will also try and look for the fight tomorrow. Chennai, who just faced of another defeat today, will again have to face one of the other big teams here, Hyderabad. But as I saw performance here facing Chennai with Rajasthan, I guess they have some amount of time till tomorrow, till 5:30, to brush it off, to make it sure that they give a really good competition for Team Hyderabad tomorrow. And I'm hoping for them to do that.
I agree. I think that It's going to be an interesting game to say the least that is going to be coming up between both of them. And I also feel that Hyderabad, on the back of a loss, a 3-0 loss coming in from Rajasthan, is going to be a more scary opponent for Chennai than what it would have been had Hyderabad won that game. Because,
True.
sometimes it really just comes down to the fact that it's not really about who you are going to be facing, it's about this mental state that you are going to be facing
Mm,
in. Because Hyderabad is not a team that likes to lose, especially in a flawless way. Against Rajasthan, the team that they beat in the finals last time in Sky League 2020. So there is going to be a lot of motivation for Hyderabad to come in and take this. And I really think that if Chennai can take, as I said, even a single map against Hyderabad, with the mental state that Hyderabad is going to be in, it will go a long way in pushing their morale up. Because it's one thing to win a game against a team that you face. It's one thing to do that, but to win against a team that is motivated to win, a team that will go to any length to win a game, is really when you realize that, all right, we beat this team that was so motivated to take this win. Now we can safely say that yes, we are a very, very good team because we fixed the issues that we have had. We've taken down a strong team. We've taken down a team that was trying their level best to take this win from us. We struggled through it. We got the win. It, as I said, it doesn't matter. Take 3 maps in 13-11, take it, or just win 2 maps in 13-11. It doesn't matter. But
mm.
as long as you get that win for yourself, that is going to be very, very important.
True. I mean, for a team to just come out of a loss and now they will be motivated. You have seen both the teams are coming out of a loss. Hyderabad against Rajasthan itself and Chennai also from Rajasthan. So these two teams have been defeated by Rajasthan themselves. So for Chennai, they are persistent on making sure that they make changes as good as possible to make sure they start getting those wins. And Hyderabad, who just came out of a 3-0 loss, would not want a second loss in their points table. So Hyderabad and Chennai will have a huge head on tomorrow in the second half. But it is something, as you said, Dr. Dang, for Chennai, if they get a match win against Hyderabad, it's a good, real good motivation because we saw today Kubricks, as soon as he got two rounds in the favor of Chennai, he was really happy. He was ready to pop off. I think that's the kind of enablement that Team Chennai needs. They are motivated, they are persistent, they are making their changes as we go throughout the tournament. So for them to fight tomorrow with Hyderabad, they do have a chance because both of them have been defeated by Rajasthan with nearly similar score lines. The default of nearly similar score lines and match differences is same, nearly same. So Hyderabad and Chennai, as of now, is looking at Rajasthan how they beat them. We would try to match them up as similar teams with similar strengths, but we know they are two different teams, two different probabilities, two different strengths both the team have. But both the team, we look forward to not taking another loss, and motivation is key, persistence is key, and Chennai have been working on it, and Hyderabad tomorrow will be trying to reign strong on them.
That is true. And with that out of the way, we have reached the end of today's stream. It was a great game for Rajasthan. They were able to take it 3-0. Not so much for Chennai, but still, it's going to be a fighting chance for the side of Chennai to come back in this league and make their spot. So, till tomorrow, where we will be seeing two great games coming in instead of one, it is going to be me, Dr. Dang, and along with me, Lucifer, signing off on the English desk. We really hope that you had a great time. And with that out of the way, stay safe, stay at home, don't go outside. It's not a great time to go outside. Stay in. You can play video games inside and do that and watch Sky Esports streams. So be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you want to contact us, you can head to our names. You can search for us on YouTube. You can do that. And yes, with that out of the way, we will be seeing you all tomorrow. Stay safe, take care, and have a great evening.
Bye.